Yeah, yo. Yeah, yogo. Yeah, yogo. Madame Odé Maribette, Benjo Charlotte. I will say. I love you. Hey, mon amour, I love you. Hey, c'est-à-dire, j'ai ton amour dans mon cœur. Ah bon? C'est-à-dire, j'ai ton amour dans mon cœur. J'ai ton amour. Rodeo, dis-moi. Ah oui, oh yeah. I love you, yeah. Mon bébé, I love you, yeah. C'est-à-dire, j'ai ton amour dans mon cœur. C'est-à-dire, j'ai ton amour dans mon cœur. J'ai ton amour, oh. Rodeo, Rodeo, dis-moi, oh. Ah oui, oh yeah. Aisha Karaboué, Benedict, yes, he. Je sais cosmétique, je viens pour Elodie, la blanche. My darling, I love you. Hey, you. Mi querida, te quiero. Sí, you. C'est-à-dire, j'ai ton amour dans mon cœur. C'est-à-dire, j'ai ton amour dans mon cœur. J'ai ton amour. Oh, Rodeo, Rodeo, dis-moi. Ah oui, oh yeah. Mira, bueno, si hay horario, Marilyn, la Ivanio, Marico, bueno, tú habías tío, ya no, otra vez, otra operación,
Good evening, folks. We want to welcome all of our viewers and ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for sharing your evening with us as usual. I am Alfonso Zansot of the Liberia Public Radio and Lpr-Tv. We want to welcome all of our viewers here this evening. Thank you so much. Your commitment to this network, your time, your energy cannot be overemphasized. Let's do a little bit of housekeeping here. Let's welcome Aaron Zoll. On LPR Mala Jones is here, and Fatumanta VM Sharif. Fatumanta, hello. How are you this evening? How are you this morning? This afternoon, I'm not sure where your location, but whatever you are, we say thank you. Your commitment to this network, always every evening showing out here, is just way behind the pills, and we do appreciate that. Hassan family, thank you for coming. Adam Kokot Junan, thank you so much for coming. And all of our folks, Waid, good to have you here. And of course, I believe I got there from the McKinley, that's SKTV to BST for Seku. We say good evening. Thank you so much for being here. This is what we do. Thank you for your service as well, and what you do for the community. It takes time, it takes people to have courage to do what we are doing here. This is, trust me, it's a work by itself, and people just don't know. Sometimes you push, you're saying 8 hours, you're 10 hours, 12 hours, now you have to do extra just to make sure that, you get ends meet, and come home without rest. Even sometimes people tired, but yet then still, this is what we signed up to do. This is our own commitment to the community. So it is a sacrifice, ultimate sacrifice. So thank you so much for joining us here as well. And to all of our folks, this is LPR. This is All Things Considered. All Things Considered comes your way every Wednesday, right here, giving you voice to talk and explain and speak your mind what affects your country. Marisando, thank you for being here. Do us a favor, just hit the share button and invite someone at your company and tell them LPR and so is live right here at your company, and very shortly the analysts will be here as usual with the Tabata and all of the rest of the thing going on. That is ongoing in the West African state of the Republic of Liberia, and there are a lot of information. So we are always here to have this sort of national conversations. Do not leave it. This is what we say always here. Do not leave this with us. It's not just only about us. It is your country. You have the right to talk, to make your voices heard. Do not leave it with a politician. Do not leave it with the. Do not leave it with us. You also have an equal share responsibility to get this conversation going. This is what we are always here to get it going for you. And without you, we can just be here. Thank you so much for your time. Lion Tell Lion Yakun. Tell Lion Yakun. Yeah, that's our guy there. That has edition. The good thing about this network, people of diversity, different political views, always here to express their mind, their thoughts, and what is think is good for the country. And we give that authority to do that because it's about our country. There's no way that we can, there's no way that you can sanction someone. Thank you so much. Let's get the ball rolling right here, right now, as we're about to have today's editions of All Things Considered, right here on the Diaspora Informative News Outlet, Liberia Public Radio. I am your host and your presenter, Alfonso Zain. So right here from the New England Bureau Desk of the Liberia Public Radio. Thank you so much for being here, Agnes Bexmont, Ellis, and all of the rest of the folks. Let's get a ball rolling, and too much for us to talk. Welcome to the show. This is the one that introduces the program. Good evening, folks. I am your host and presenter here this evening. I'm Afonso Zian. So right here at the New England Bureau of the Liberia Popular Radio in the East Coast. Under the sound of my voice, no matter where you are, here in the USA, in Liberia, on planet Earth, we say good morning, we say good afternoon, good evening. Thank you for sharing your evening. It's midweek, Wednesday. Every Wednesday we are here with the program All Things Considered. Perfectly suited to give you voice on some of the things that not on purpose we leave it out, but too much is ongoing. So this program is suited to give you voice, to speak your mind, to speak on things that matters to you. Not all of the things that we talk on this network. We are cognizant of that because too much is ongoing. So this program empowers you to speak your mind, and however, to just urge you to consider the fact there are others here as well. You can describe me, you can call me whatever you want to call me, and that is okay. But all we require is civility. That has been the hallmark here. This is just a talking point reminder to those who come through for the first time. We do not sanction voices. We intend not to leave no one behind. And so this platform is meant to give you a voice. Where you can speak your agreement. You can disagree with us, not an issue, not a problem. You can label me who I am to whatever way. Your views, your opinions matters. I have no control over it. All we require is civility. Conversations required civility, and that's where the civilized man called conference. When you hear people going for conference, they are having meetings, it's because they have disagreement. Not that your side is wrong, but it's meant to have these conversations and put it in a broader context and see what is applicable in terms of finding the remedy to the problem and hope to be discussed. It is the same way here. We are fully aware, viewers, followers, people of different political backgrounds. So it is known to us that we all will not be on the same page when it comes to having these national conversation. It's just a matter of being persuasive and making your case accurately and have me convinced. This is black. I could see it as white. So you want to tell me the chemical combinations that get it to be the color it is so that I can be convinced. But how many of us have the temperament to convince people? That's the problem. This is a black vest, and I can say it's white. And the next thing you're going to tell me, you can't see it, it's white. No, I don't see it that way. Because I want you to put on your critical thinking hat to see your level of persuasion and to test your temperament. And whether in fact you are capable of having the intellectual engagement to persuade people. How many of us, how many of the politicians today can do that? Everybody's temper is over the roof. This is why the country is going to where it is, because nobody is willing to be explicit, to be so precise and detailed in sharing information. Information I just pick and all select it and put it the way they want to put it because they are speaking to a specific base. That is different when you have a specific demographic or base that you are trying to communicate with. Then more or less you are a propaganda guy and are trying to get certain message attracted. But when you want to be a network that's going to take a holistic and be fair and balanced in terms of reaching out to people who have been accused or who you think need explanations, either by phone call, either by email, text message, whatever it is, you are giving them the opportunity to give their versions of the story. If you did all that and all else, nothing, then you can come back to tell your audience. But when you just grab it without creating that balance, making it proportional, then you just come along with it, then it's glaring. Then a viewer would know who you are and what you represent. And we know the entanglements in the political process nowadays in this modern society. It's obvious that someone got to be there to create that edge. And that's exactly who we are, and that's what we're going to do. Welcome to the show. The analysts, they are arriving gradually. I am more or less two independent minds on this network. The rest, you have Liberty Party mixed with UP, you have the seditions, you have how you call them, the LPP, people of all category. The basis is to dive into their political thinking and how they see things, and also to get their side of the story while they are making these political decisions that they are making, and give them. We all, including me as a chief facilitator, we must all be held accountable of things that we say. This microphone is meant to educate, to inform, and entertain. But other people have their way of doing it. That, of course, we do not have control over that. So things that you listen to eventually makes you to act and do some other crazy stuff. Because you think about it, you process it, and it ends up being perfected into action. So this is why it's so much crucial and important. What to listen to, what to process, and what to, because you listen to it and you do not have a second thought, you draw the conclusion. Yes, it's because these people play your minds, they know exactly what you want to hear. Unfortunately, on the contrary to this network, we tell you what you need to know. It doesn't suggest that we are 100% perfect, but we are, the entertainment is less of a less one here. The too much entertainment industry out there. You can find MC Carol, find my babe, and all of those stuff here. But we have serious issues ongoing in the country. The country is polarized. The country is divided. There's a need that we have genuine conversation. I am Alfonso Zian, so welcome to the show, and we're going to be having a time here. Do us a favor, just hit the share button and invite someone at your company, and we are here as usual. This is the Diaspora Informative News Outlet, Lpr Public Radio. Okay, if this is the first time, we say you are wholeheartedly welcome, and we'll throw the red carpet to you. Followed, by the way, we are on the Facebook, we are on the LinkedIn, we are on YouTube as well, out of the professional network. The great thing, we don't just talk and talk. There is an official website, www.liberalpublicradio.com, where we transcribe depending on the nature of the conversation. So we don't just talk here and leave it. You visit that website, and soon to be coming to the audio version. There are some features that we, for some reason, were terminated. We are gradually trying to restore them. So in time, in the next couple of weeks or days to come, you go on the official website of the Lpr Public Radio, you'll be able to hear the audio versions and all of that. So there are a lot of things in a way coming. We are open to donation. People don't get because we perhaps as a here, we can't push the soundbite of these political parties. So if you don't cause somebody mind, if you don't blow somebody trumpet, you seem not to be the right guy. Sadly, that's the situation we find ourselves in. But we are comfortable with it. 12 years, one of the first online network. But then there was no Facebook. Used to be at a teleconference. Very few. This guy, Mali, Liberia, blah, 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 and then Liberian Destiny Debater, D-Flow. He now took a side, hosting the other day, he took a side. So his neutrality is diminished. That's not what we want to do. Here with me is Lpr, senior analyst and one of the independent minds of this network, based just right here within my own city, in my proximity to Pawtucket. Marley Jones, but he's one of those moderate, liberal to progressive wing kind of guys. So there's some sort of distinctions in our way of doing things. He get a sort of old faction way of doing things, which is okay. All of them, we can put them together. Let me bring in Marley Jones, and he's here, and some of the other guys come will be here. Mr. Jones, good evening. Welcome.
Thank you, sir.
How are you today?
Well, they got a parable that says they sing their different drama.
Same day different. Do you have a drama? There's any drama unfolding today, your weather?
Well,
As
every day come with either the same drama or different drama, and the same thing apply to Liberia. Every day is a different drama going on. I was following your show yesterday, our work,
yeah.
and there was a complete different drama going on.
And more drama,
Anyway,
more drama will be on
yes.
unleashed tonight.
But anyway, I want to extend my sympathy to the death of this guy. It was quite something that should touch and then meaningful Liberian, whether you come from Nigeria or not, just got elected and you were not even inaugurated. I mean, all your vision, your plan, everything just go down with you like that. It was quite a sad moment. It was quite
Yeah,
a sad.
actually, it's he got elected in the first phase by elections after Senate. After then, Representative Zoe Penal got elected as senator. That seat was vacant. That's district number 1. He got elected in the bad elections and then was successful to defend that position to get re-elected to serve his own full term. And like you said, unfortunately, I managed to talk to people, immediate folks, both here and inside Liberia, especially the COS who used to be a contributor and a veteran journalist, formerly worked with the Liberian News Agency until this guy. In fact, he was a campaign chair for him. In fact, he contested for that district in the past. I'm talking about Justin Round Clark, who is the COS to the late medicine going on to talk to them briefly and even some family preparation ongoing. We will be making information available as we receive subsequently. I try to get to the borderlands. There are some, a lot of information out there. It's hard to say, and I hope something different will be done. But again, it is within the purview of the family to determine that, because this sort of this person killed this, and there are a lot of unresolved. There's no scientific thought or what should I say? Nothing suggesting to report to say, okay, this death of this person is attributed to some medical issue. I think it is important. It is time, but that's totally it is the decision of the family. Remember the late Bambutu Nyemplant, we heard a lot of things. Those things were rehyped by Prince Johnson, the gay face. But it is a decision of the family to not to, make a result. But I think on the other hand, it will put to a rest to know exactly what the truth is. I don't know what's going to happen, but there are a lot of information we are hearing. Not at liberty to disclose all of that. Still having this conversation. Reach out place a call to the superintendent, send a text message of Grand County, Senator-elect Thomas Yaya Nimlin, the police commander, who else, reached out to the guy whose name is in the face, talk to one close confidant, Senator Zoe Emmanuel Pennant, and I was told by this close confidant in the next coming days, Zoe Emmanuel Pennant will be having a major press conference. We are making sure to see if we can have him here. But interestingly, Thomas Yaya Nimlin is the senator-elect of Grand County. He's been speaking out. He's currently in Zwerdo. Maybe he's in Labrador now, but up to yesterday he was in Zwerdo. He spoke to a sister network, KMTV, courtesy of KMTV. And he was speaking. I listened to that and I began to scratch my head. So it is important for those who have not seen that to also listen to that. And we will have that conversation. Let's roll the tape courtesy of KMTV in Zulu Whiskey in an exclusive with Senator-elect Thomas Yaya Nimlin. Let's listen to this.
Observation this morning, I saw you on the street trying to pull people together or counsel them. Can you please emphasize on that so some Grenadians that are out of this place can listen to your word in this morning, the afternoon?
Well, thank you very much. The process that accumulated to this day started a couple of days ago.
It's from the original recording.
And there have been a lot of rumors of how and why he died. And the citizens of the county took to the streets in their own way of crying.
Okay.
And they took to the streets, unfortunately. The crime process ended up into property destructions. And so the process was getting overburdened. And so the deputy police commander.
Chief, I beg you, listener who following this platform, they say you have to be audible a bit, please.
Oh, wow. Then I got some full money.
Okay.
The process, the children, the youth were just too many.
Okay.
Over 1,000, 2,000 young people were in the streets this morning.
Okay.
From 6 o'clock this morning, going from community to community, singing songs and crying and destroying properties. And I was actually leaving town, leaving Grand County, going to Monrovia.
Okay.
When I got a call that Ira Madison Guion had died, the representative of Chian District, and that the streets of Zwerdo were chaotic. And so I decided to come back. I let my car go, it left me and went to Monrovia. And I came back and truly so, the deputy police commander, Officer Javi, contacted me this morning.
Excuse me, please. TV. We know your name, please.
I'm Steven Zia.
Okay.
So Officer Javi contacted me and asked for my intervention.
Okay.
And I said, okay, give me 30 minutes. Let me get myself together. And so that's what I did. I didn't call him back, but I got into the street with my supporters. And we started to meet the crowd. And while we were meeting with the crowd, he also met me and we collaborated the efforts along with the police and the AFL, as well as my supporters. And we started to talk with the crowd from street to street. And the process started somewhere around 7:30, 8 o'clock this morning. And finally, we ended up at the late Ira Madison Guion's office, somewhere around opposite the U building.
Okay.
Right now, the streets are cleared. The streets are cleared. The Deputy Police Commander, Officer Javi, is here. He came to thank me along with his OPS, to thank me for the job well done. The streets are clear. And tonight by 8 o'clock, I will be speaking with the citizens of Grand Junction County. While we have been working on the youth and clearing the streets, as of last night, the Human Rights Commission sent a delegation, as well as some people, unknown persons called Zwadru from Monrovia, asking that the living body of this woman who had been accused of poisoning the late Madisonville, that this woman's body should be produced at this woman's living body should be produced at 12 midday today. Unfortunately, before the 12 midday could come, the streets of Zwadru have been very chaotic. And so we didn't give it a priority. The priority is to make sure that lives and property were saved before we turn to the issue of the woman. But as we now speak, this woman is on her way from Kunabo, where we have isolated her to go for her own protection.
Okay.
Because at the night that she was held at the traditional
So
council,
we're going to be doing
the
it
youth
into
has
pieces
surrounded.
so that our people can get it, get a conversation. Mally Jones, I'm going to pause this video. This is quite interesting, hearing what I'm hearing from Senator-elect Thomas Yaya Nimlin. He's speaking to reporters KMTV. That is the circumstances surrounding the episode that we saw, how people residential and other places got burned, some sort of violence. That's Tomo Yaya Nimlin. Okay, tighten your bell. He is here. I am not going to introduce him. If he wishes, he can introduce himself because we are not good friends. So let he call his patron then if there's anything to rescue him, he knows he's going to call from Minnesota and all of that. So, okay. All right. So you listen to that. When he's ready, he's going to signal me, and I'm going to bring him. But I wanted to do it into bit and pieces of his talking points so that the audience too can follow up. We want to welcome all of you. This is the first time. This is LPR. Here, we are not selective in our conversation. We say it as it is. You have the right to disagree with us. Let's go there. You listen to that's the senator-elect. What your instinct? What did you capture into what he was saying? But first thing, this is all things considered. I'm just throwing my own kitchen sink out there. You have the right to disagree it and talk what you want to. But you listen to Thomas Yaya Nimlin. What is missing in that puzzle?
Well, I think these are some of the normal talking points again. As I told you, I was following since yesterday on the same topic. But there are two things at stake right now in Liberia. First thing is that there is this terrible mindset in Liberia that no one dies for nothing in Liberia. It's a mindset that is almost across Liberia, that no one dies for nothing in Liberia. So even if you're sick and you die, someone just feel there's some cause to your death. That's the first instant. And the second instant is the aftermath, the vandalism. As I followed your show last night, people try to attribute why Liberia is as it is. Yes. You came from a 16-year sustainable civil war. The war was never punished. No one was ever investigated. There were mayhem. People died in this war. People killed people in this war. Nothing happened. Huge gross impunity had gone through the length and breadth of this country.
Let me insert a little bit. Something happened. They were politically rewarded. That's
Good.
something.
They were politically rewarded.
Are you ready?
Yes. All right. So the war has been able to produce what I call multiple different populations, some of which are very terrible to the existence of Liberia right now, including the so-called ex-rebel fighter turning into what I call political militant. So the issue of vandalism, it should not be strange until the TRC is resurrected and punish the 16-year war, put some people behind bar. As a matter of fact, those who will even be found guilty, a capital punishment be introduced. That's the only way we'll have law and order in that country. But anything short of that, Mr. Moderator, we are going to have these things coming on over and over, and it's going to be part of our lifestyle in that country. All right?
Did I hear you saying capital punishment?
Yes.
I just
Because I don't know why people frown on this thing. When you come from war, you need a thick skin to run your country. It's not bread and butter. No. As long the 2 years did not solve this problem, the great United States will all live in. You have chunk of these states promoting capital punishment for a whole lot of things. It become like people look at it like something coming from the heaven. What is so miraculous about this? There's nothing miraculous about this. When you come from war, you need to have a thick skin as a government. Along the TRC will not take precedent in that country. The vandalism, the killing, extrajudicial killing, too many things will even appear in that country. So I'm telling you now, until that happens, a Boakai are bringing in the president-elect now. If he just come in, he can appoint the best man in our country. It will be a failure as long as we don't address some of the root causes, like the TRC first, right? So all these things are not happening by chance. They happen because of the aftermath of this civil war. And we'll continue to compromise it. And it's going to haunt us, and it's going to cause serious problems for our entire population.
Okay.
Liberia is completely a lawless state.
Okay. Let me hold you there. I am not like some of those guys who, when they have in their program the sanctioned voices, they don't want other people to talk, even when people disagree with them. So they don't want people to express their views, their opinions. We are not like that.
Those are part of the old order of business as usual. We know those elements.
Yes,
they are still coming into our modern time. We can see them. And Liberia is not going to go nowhere with this type of population or this type of politician. Not at all.
Regardless of their position, we'll continue to accommodate them in our midst, and we'll provide a sort of tutoring. Eventually, they will get it. Their senses will be big in their head. But as you were saying, you were talking, Malit, my good old friend, you were providing your analysis, talking where you could talk. There was a word that was deployed, and I found out my brother there was uncomfortable, scratching his forehead as usual, which is not it's not a strange thing. So let me just bring in the Lpr. Good evening.
Thank you, Mr. So. Good evening to you. Good evening, Mr. Mali. Thank you. As usual, when Mali is on the program, his ideas, even though I massively disagree with him on many of his proposals and ideas, but he make the conversation very interesting. And not only that, he also helped to elevate the conversation. Now, let me say very quickly, this here. Mali's view is not isolated just to Mali alone. Those are views that are shared by many other Liberians. But me as a liberal would not allow these kinds of views being put forward when I'm on a platform without responding. And even I might go as far as to say challenging. Look, Mali, wrong idea. let me just put it in a real Liberian way. Bad idea. You're coming from civil war, where people were killed, whether they were at fault or what have you. You come from a civil war where over 200 and some more thousand people lost their life. And people were affected by just the sheer nature of the war. Their mindset has not yet been cured, so to speak. And because of those kinds of, now I'm not a psychiatrist, so I'm not speaking from that position, but I'm speaking from common sense. Because I know if you have issue as a young person, these things stays with you for a very long time. So I'm saying, Mr. So, if Liberians are acting up in such a manner, violent manner, mind you, none of us condone those behavior. They are not the behavior of a civilized society. And we all want the civilized behavior to take root in Liberia. However, Liberia was never like this. According to our own brother, who was the best singer from Grand Jida County, Peka, he said Liberia was never like this. How did we get here? Malice wants to bring in capital punishment, and he wants to also go find the root cause of the problem. But what he's not talking about, you have a root cause, he's finding a solution. What happened in between is nothing to malice. How did we get to this behavior that is being produced today by many of these young people? Malice does not care, and Malice does not want to know what happened from the root cause to what happened to why the people get to where they are today. Many of them, I would suggest, have these problems, Mr. Soul, because they are still traumatized. Malice is an educated person. Malik cannot come out here and throw the book on the bed and decide to go all the way to Grand Jida County in the forest and bring out the behavior that used to happen back in the 1800s. It's not going to affect this society. Malik knows it. So I don't agree with him bringing back capital punishment. I'm a liberal. Those are things that are frowned on. We have to find means as Liberians. How do we resolve this issue? How do we address each other problem? By the same token, we have the government must also invest into the upbringing of these young people so that the whole generation does not disappear before our eyes, Mr. So. And I think we have to talk more on this tonight.
Well, to talk more on it tonight, Libra, thank you so much. But hopefully you understand who is conducting here this evening. It's not an intimidation. I'm just.
It is not intimidation, Mr. So why you get the liberal when people start loving it, then you throw the red meat out there, and then the bad side of liberal come out where you will say you're hating my mother. I don't want to go through that tonight. I want to be analytical here tonight. I want to be sensible here tonight. So you can bring all your fight. I'm not going to be fighting with you tonight.
Okay, good. Then we're good. Okay, Terry, good evening. How are you, buddy?
Good evening, Mr. So, and to the panel. How you guys doing?
All right. So this guy is he moved to the transitional to Boulevard 9. That's why we can see him. Is he what? He's based on the transition in the U.S. or the one in Liberia? Which one? Because I haven't heard the U.S. on the transition team yet. Well, President said we're going to come to that. Okay, Terry, good evening. Good to be here. Thank you for all what you do. Tonight is All Things Considered, a program that is perfectly suited to bring your own talking point. But like I said, for those of you getting a little bit late, I make a number of phone calls today. I'm interested, reach out to all of the parties with what is ongoing, and I came across this video of Tomo Yaya Nima with KNTV, and that is quite interesting. And we'll be doing the bit and pieces to have that conversation while you also bring your own talking point. What is in your playbook today?
Oh well, yeah, a lot is happening in town and all of that. I'm still contemplating on I saw something from the CDC today, the CDC Youth Wing.
Yeah.
are still objecting to the elections that was just held in Liberia, and they are threatening to protest on the 22nd, which is the day of the inauguration. So my thing is that I was thinking today and pondering that the word protest actually means to resist. So what are they really resisting? So is it that because they claim that they're going to they're going to protest against the incoming government for war crime code or something like that, and they talk a whole lot of junk, but and they made a lot of assertions about Ambassador Boycott. That Ambassador Boycott sent people to kill people, like almost the same thing you guys are talking right now, right? When you start to put in these kind of messages, and you kind of put this kind of message to insinuate that the ambassador or the incoming president was the one who ordered killings of people, those are things that have the tendency of creating chaos in the country, to plunge the country back into something that will not be able to easily come from. So that was one of the points.
Go ahead. Just go ahead with you guys.
That was one of the points that I highlighted. And then when he talked about protesting, I said, but protest actually means to resist. So are you resisting? Because the men have not taken office yet. You cannot resist something that is not in existence. So, are you resisting the transitional government? Because I think that is the only thing that makes sense to me. Because this government have not come into power yet to say to the Liberian people, you know what? Okay, 1 year has passed and we promised that we'll bring war crime code, and we have not brought it. So then you can say, okay, I'm going to protest. I'm going to resist, the government, to make sure that the government implement our plight. That have not yet occurred. The government have not been handed over to Ambassador Boycott. So if you go with a protest, it means that you are resisting the transition. All right, you are resisting the inauguration. So that is what in my mind, that was what was playing on me today. So I thought to myself that this is a clever means to create chaos in the country, because CDC want to entrap the incoming government, so that if something happened to them, like they get on the street, put people on the street, and they start putting hot water and all the kind of stuff on them, obviously they will blame it on Ambassador Boycott, and then they will try to use that as a leverage on the government for the next 6 years. So there are so many things coming to me. I'm pondering on it, but your talking point tonight is very rich too as well, because it coincides with what the CDC people were saying today, that Ambassador Boycott was the one who was ordering the killings of people and all of that. When you begin to make those messages to go, you are sending something that will create chaos tomorrow, like what happened in Zweju, people burning down people property, only because there was a word that came that says that I know Emmanuel Penny or what, kill somebody. So obviously, that is the kind of messaging that the Liberian community always use to create chaos in the country. When they make the kind of sessions, they start giving these messages are little, and then it mount up to a level where it just take over the whole entire society, and people then begin to believe in them, and all of a sudden, chaos occur.
Chaos will come. I'm not sure whether the Liberal had the opportunity. That's part of it. There's a saying that saying there's no bad bush for a child. So,
Mr. Moderator, I got a correction to make from the Liberal, please.
Yeah, come in. Don't worry with it. I tell you, we'll be. Hold on 1 second. I will come to you. Let's just do the spinning. Okay. I don't know whether he was responding to you. We're giving Koto Jalabalayans. Good evening. Welcome.
Thank you. Hi to all of you, the panelists and the people of Liberia. From my end, all is well.
All is well. The Queen of Lpr. Are you based on the transitional boulevard like Cicero or what? I don't know where you can. Cicero full of trouble. Don't even respond to that. Good evening. Welcome. Man say he based on transitional boulevard. When white men know you, know your friend black man. Okay,
yeah, a lot of things going on. So
Yeah.
Sorry for that.
Yeah, so, all right, thank you so much. So, okay, let me go to Liberal and I will come to you, Koto. Let's get everybody a piece of the power for the evening here. Are you kidding me? Oh, this guy here. Where you come from here? Oh, God. So, oh, oh Lord. Says Guayat, I see the flag. Indeed, he's really transitional Bolivar. You see the flag? The flag. Should I play the national anthem?
No. That then people will be thinking it's a committee over the country. We're waiting for somebody to do something. I brought my Gonglo jersey back out because Gonglo 2029 we just started that. So we're here.
Gonglo, when he said Gonglo pass it, I think one stay to that Bolivar. Okay, guys, good evening. So we're full house here. Welcome. Good to have you here. So, Laura, what's your time attack for the night?
Well, as usual, my top attack is the successful campaign and a success result of Falanti Kofa becoming a Speaker of the Republic of Liberia. And I'm basing my top attack on the fact that if Ambassador Baka truly believes in all hands on decks, I think Falanti Kofa will be the best choice because you want someone perhaps who will challenge in this process because you don't want one so say or so say, I mean, one so say one so say, oh, you don't want those kinds of stuff. So I see Falanti Kofa coming from another branch of government who also coming from a different political party. And not only that, I've stated before, and I will say it again, Falanti Kofa will be able to only see the interest of Liberia, not the interest of a political party. And I'm hoping that Ambassador Baka will see reason to see that if they all put hands around and support this young man to be the Speaker of the Republic of Liberia, because he does have the ability to do so. That is what's on my plate, and that's what I'm going to be pushing all night. I'm not going to talk about, unless some other issue come out that have to do with something that are emotionally involved and things like that, maybe. But other than that, that will be my line tonight.
Okay, let's go to the Garden City. What's on your plate?
Thank you very much, and good to be among these gentlemen, and it's a pleasure being here. And it's a pleasure talking to the Liberian people, to whom we all love. I shared, my what's on mind today with Terry. I listened to the press conference. What came to mind is this, because what normally I would do if for my own benefit, if for any reason, like some of you are teacher, like Cesar is a teacher, and I being a student, when I fail in a course, what do I do is to go and see the reason why I fail, and that would be my concentration, the area that I do not do best, and go focus on the area that I didn't do best to see if I can rebuild on that area. Then what comes to mind comparing to what the press conference they had is that have they sat down to see what led them of losing the election? Because politics is this way. Because since for me, I lost the election, what I was thinking, I thought to take myself out of the electoral process because the mindset of the people was not like how I taught politics, like how I learned politics. So putting it into practice, they say learning something and putting it into practice are two different things. You have to sit down and investigate why. Why did you? Why? And what can you do? I thought that was what they could be doing now, the CDC could be doing, especially for the young people, to be thinking on what their life will become now as of this, the dispensation. Since, in fact, a new government is coming into power, what can they do? But again, the problem is ours. Reason being, they have been all along in the CDC government, and many of them have been in the Muya thing.
Okay,
Majority of them like not have a career base, career that they may depend on to seek for employment, all of these things. So
Right.
those are the things that come in my mind, because if I get a career, like for now, I want a job. The thing what I do is to start putting my CV together and put it out there to get a job in my area of focus. But I think most of these guys do not even have an area of focus. It plays on my mind because I think it is a problem. It's a laborious problem right now. Because
Oh, yeah,
if you
please.
don't have a career, this is what they are going to be doing, because they don't have somewhere to focus on to redirect their lives. So their mind now is telling them what these people tell them. They very few that will have little cash to tell them, do this, like they using some robotic means on them, because they don't know
All right.
what is best for them. I think this is
Okay.
what's going on.
Oh, yeah,
I
please.
think we should sit down and retrospect on, or think on what their life would be better with, than to go and focus on protest. What are you going to focus on? Like some of the things they're saying, like what I saw the other group saying, they're going to protest for justice for Jefferson Koji. You were in power. You
So let
didn't
me hold
exercise
you.
justice.
Let me hold you right there. We're just
Yeah.
getting the hairline. We're getting the hairline out. We're going to sprint through the room, and then we'll go into the details of as to why
All
it's so
right.
much
Okay.
important.
Yeah,
Let me
but
go
actually,
to the
that's
next.
not really bothering me right now where I sit.
Okay. All right. Even that one, even it's not even something. Let's go to the transitional boulevard where Sissy Goya is standing by. So, congratulations. My understanding, you are the head of the transitional thing in the USA, or what?
No. I'm the. I just want them to appoint me. I just want them to appoint me as math teacher to Zozo Central High. I'll be
Oh,
the only presidential appointee who is a math teacher at the high school.
trust me, that one you're not even no, there will be nobody. It will be a landslide. Nobody will put on any protestation. Okay, so it's
Nobody will
good to have you.
protest.
Yeah, good to have you here. Thank you for coming here. Today is Wednesday. The traditions of this network Wednesday is all things considered. A lot is unfolding, and playing. I'll be bringing the video back, and we're going to spin, and then from now I'll go to uh, Marley Jones already filing in a protest with the Libra here as well. But let's hear you. What is of concerning issue here with you here this evening?
Well, there are quite a few, and I think other people have touched on them. Number one is my concern for what's happening in Grand Jide. Number two is that we need to recognize there is still one government. I spoke the last time when I was here, and there's no one president. The president is President George Manuel Weah. And so if people are talking about protesting or needing justice, that's the president that they need to be protesting to or
Right.
against. Number three is I've been writing a lot. You've been seeing that on education reform. That is very huge. Before the Grand Jury thing happened, that would have been my number one. But with what's happening with our brothers in the Southeast, I think it has to concern every one of us. And the last piece is I watched the Libra over I think it was yesterday, and he was, campaigning for Funati Kofa. And my issue is that Funati Kofa is uniquely disqualified to be second in line of succession to the presidency.
And I'm quite sure in the details you're going to be making those arguments. Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. I think we're going to have there will be a divided role here this evening. The Liberal, as usual. My predictions are going to be a horrible night. I don't want to conclude. Anything can happen. You always have Terry his back, but from what I see, Malik Jones may got to forget it. You're not going to get my vote. So, Jones, let me just bring you in here. You have an issue with what Liberal literally indicted you here. Let's hear you, then we'll get a ball spinning.
Before I go to my kitchen table issue, first I want to make a correction to the Liberal when it comes to the issue of capital punishment. I would like for the Unity Party, since the capital punishment was abolished in 2022 by the Senate, I would want for them to reintroduce the capital punishment again for specific group. I hope the Liberal is getting me. Specific group for armed trafficker, drug trafficker, armed robbers, rapists, murderers, and those who are engaged in ritualistic killing. Those are the people I think should be beneficiary of capital punishment in Liberia after they have gone through a due process and found guilty. They should be hanged in our country there. So I just want to be clear about my capital punishment suggestion.
In which country to be hanged?
I said in Liberia.
Yeah, I said, but Liberia is a big country. Where do we plan to post?
Well, those are the details now. When they ask me, I can submit it to them. But there should be a capital punishment in Liberia. It will really serious to do things differently after war. And
Okay.
those are the 5 groups I just named. Yes. Now we issue to my kitchen tap issue. I just received a video tonight with Ambassador Boakai taking residence in Waterspoon apartment in New Jersey as is like he the host for Joseph Boakai. And I'm very apprehensive looking at Joseph Boakai brand name for what he stands for. Going to be the host to Stanley Watterson house in New Jersey, us on the Facebook, is something to talk about. I see serious ethical breach. I yield.
Here we go. The house is in fort, guys. Let's get the ball rolling. Everybody talk their points, and we're going to give you a succinct conversation so that everybody can chip in, be able to ask the questions, and of course, like I said, the issue of grand jury. For those of you that came late, I reached out to the office of Senator Zoe Emmanuel Pennon, Senator Thomas Yaya Nimland, the county superintendent, the county police chief. Sadly, I only managed to lay hand to a close confidant of Senator Zoe Emmanuel Pennon, and they said they're going to be having a major press conference as well. So far, it is. I think it is important because a lot of people doing talking, and I do have the video here. But let's go to you guys' point here. So, Malice, so let's take the bottom to top approach.
Yeah.
Let's take the bottom to top approach so that we can have a quick conversation. Ethical breach. Explain.
Yes. I just received. I saw a couple of video about Joseph Boakai. Sitting in Stanton Watterson living room and other thing, and so I decided to call. I took my phone and called the president of the employ. The employ is. I said I took my phone and called the president of the employ. The employ is the GC organization that normally hosts that normally hosts Ambassador Boakai when he come to America. They get a branch in Rhode Island, they get it in Minnesota, they get it in Maryland. So I called one of the leaders to ask, and I was told, yes, the video you're saying there is true. The president-elect is with Stanton Watterson. He'll be spending a few days there. And so I was taken aback because being Joseph Boakai as an ordinary Liberian is not the same of being Joseph Boakai, the president-elect. So I strongly believe that this guy is a fraud. He has been convicted by the American government for fraudulent acts. Seeing the president-elect associating himself with this guy at this time, being a president-elect, not as Joseph Boakai before, I found a serious problem with that. One, Joseph Boakai got a brand name. He's a man of transparency, accountability, non-corrupt individual, the man who has strived to live what I call an ethical principle life in Liberia, for which I really respect. So if I see him getting associated with a man who has been convicted for fraud as president-elect, seeing him in his living room and that picture going viral, I mean, I feel that there's an ethical problem there. And the ethical problem there is that he is the president-elect. I don't expect him to go that far. I expect him to maintain his ground. I expect him to stand his ground as a president-elect, not to get associated people who are tainted in a category that he opposite to. Okay? So my question now is, what is Joseph Boakai moral ethics when it comes to his association with people who are involved in fraud, dancing and dining with them? Even they have become his host. He's no longer a president. He's no longer Joseph Boakai. He's not a presidential material in waiting to be inaugurated on the 22nd. He's a president-elect. What is he doing with his figure? What is he doing with his character? So that is my point. And I got a serious problem with that.
So, in a nutshell, you are apprehensive, you are worried that he could be potentially corrupted, and those corrupted behavior could be what?
No, Mr. Moderator, not even corrupted. It's a means for him to be compromised. He has already set the pace to be compromised.
Is he compromised already?
Yes, he's compromised already.
Okay,
By going to this man house, that man has compromised a whole lot of value system he has set for himself that some of all respect a whole lot. He has been compromised.
Okay, let's spin the roll here and let us be succinct to the point. This is a very crucial one. So we don't hold people's views, their opinion here, but we give it a fair and balanced eye conversation. Libra, are you having an eye problem? Or is it?
Please go ahead.
Okay, no. Okay, let me just bring you in here to your best friend, Mallet. All of you, the Mallets, all of you, the sort of Moja or progressive people. So, when a progressive goes different way, it can be crazy.
When you see the liberal holding a hair, then I got to put up my vest proof.
No, you're protected. I was not a liberal in nature. Let's go to the liberal here quick. Let's make it as brief as possible.
Yeah, so, Mr. So just very quick.
Quickly here, fair to say, does Mali have a point?
Of course, those are his view. Those are his point. He has a point. Okay. But that doesn't mean I agree with it. But let me just say this here very quickly. You see, sometimes we find ourselves in two different places at the same time. On one hand, we want to follow the tradition of Liberia. On the other hand, we want to be in America and follow the American civilization behavior, which is not that good anyhow compared to our tradition. Witherspoon, yes, has committed crime, convicted. But let's remember, he's a Liberian. It's a son. Ambassador Baka, so what Ambassador Baka, we ask that he will be the father of the nation. So because Witherspoon had committed crime, and if Ambassador Baka has the opportunity to console this young man as a father, you want him to resist that? Let's forget about that 1 minute.
Has he gone for counseling? He gone there for provide counseling?
It's on the floor.
Wait. We have to listen. This is what I don't like about you. When we on serious conversation, that's when you start with your unnecessary tension throwing.
But I'm making my point.
But yeah, you're making your point. Also, that's an engagement we are having.
Okay, go ahead, bring it on.
He gone there. Yeah, you try to get people up. I was asking, has he gone there to provide counseling?
Mr. So, I would say so. He's the father of the nation.
Okay.
Now, let me go a little bit more than that. So, if Stenson Witherspoon was a biological son of Ambassador Baka, will he say that the fact that Ambassador Baka took upon himself to go to this young man's house, will he say that he has been compromised because he's a son of Ambassador Baka? We're bringing Ambassador Baka in to be the father of everyone, every one of us. So I expect if I commit serious crime in America, I want a shoulder to cry on. And you told us, Mr. Soul, you were in a courthouse. Stanton Witherspoon admitted in public that he has brought disgrace not only to his people, but to the entire country. And to have the head of the country to come to him, son, yes, you have admitted that, but we're here to support you as our son. Is that wrong? Is that what you call compromise? Is he now going to tell Witherspoon to go and commit more crime? Is he going to benefit from trying to support this young man who is going to be separated from his family in less than a month? And you want the old man to come here and not reach this young man? Is that what you want me to sit here and accept? Unacceptable. This is the liberal. I'm not supporting any crime behavior, but the old man has the right, and he must. I expect him. So, this is what we wanted him to do during the coming, what have you. Now he is stepping up to the plate. Let's praise him and let's say thank you, and thank you, Ambassador Baga. If I was in that situation and Ambassador Baga come to see me, I would say thank you.
Okay, hold on quickly before
people all around. What gives people got to do with it? What gives people got to do with it? Please.
Yeah, this guy. Yeah, I don't know what this guy. So quickly, let me put it. So I agree, he's a father of a nation. So I'm asking you, will he reach out to all of the convicted felons and all of the Liberians that have similar issue? Will he take that time to reach to them, or is there a special reason why he reaching Stanton?
I'm not here to get into why he went to visit Stanton. That's not my concern. My concern is that he's the father of the nation. Mr. So let us don't beat around the bush. We saw the part Stanton Witherspoon and the Spoon TV network play in the electoral process of Liberia. So let's also embrace that. With that being embraced, Ambassador Baker then is consider his son. He has to go there to support, to make sure, to say, son, we're here as Liberian. If you have to serve time separating you from your family, we are here as Liberian. I am the father of the nation. I am here. I will be able to pray for you, Mr. So. Now I'm a criminal. I said it now, but according to Ambassador Bagaro, can help me? No. Don't try to generalize this thing and accept this man's idea of calling all the geezy people and try to generalize. And that's unacceptable from you as well.
Okay, thank you. All right, let's come to Kato. There you go. I hope Mali's talking point will not dominate this conversation here tonight. Do you agree with Mali Liberal? Where are you? Kato. And then we're not hearing you. Unmute your mic. We're not hearing you, Kato. We are not hearing you.
Mic is muted, Kato. You got to unmute.
She don't want nobody to hear her.
No, something I think she
classify information, Mr.
You started trouble with all.
Mr. Mali, you don't have security clearance to hear that conversation.
Now, one of the trumpets.
Yeah, Kato, you
gotta go out and come back in, Kato, because your phone
is muted. Okay, while she's doing that, we gotta make progress here. Sissy, your patron, you started over here. You listen to the Liberal. You listen to the Liberal respond to Mali. You listen to Mali. Who is making the logical point here, and who is really beginning the process to scrutinize? And whatever it is, what do you make of it? Does Mali have a point?
I think they both have points, but I think they both went to the extreme for my taste. I think Mali has a point, but Mali usually would take a fast step further than where you hope he would stop. It is the same thing with the Liberal. Look, let's put it this way. Jose Nyuma Boakai is no longer former vice president of the Republic of Liberia. He is now president-elect. There are I've refused to get into people's personal life like Stanton Witherspoon, but it is a matter of public record that Stanton has pleaded guilty to committing crimes in the U.S. And for the president-elect to come and visit Stanton Witherspoon, we all understand that Stanton put a lot of money. He raised a lot of money for his election. And election have consequences. People, whether you like it or not, people who donate a lot of money get access to power. That is not just in Liberia, it's everywhere else. But I think what the Liberal was speaking to, I think that is what I wanted to merge, both the Liberal and Mali. You see, what failed Ambassador Joseph Nyuma Boakai when people kept saying it was a parked car and that almost stuck. The same thing that failed Alexander Benedict Cummings when people kept talking about his lifestyle, which was not real, and that got stuck, is the public relation people, the communication people have never been proactive. If the communication team of Joseph Nyuma Boakai had put up anything and said, you know what, and the ambassador, while he's in America, will be meeting with Stanton Witherspoon to kind of console him and talk to him about, you know, as he's going to serve time, that we appreciate his service to Liberia, but we understand that he violated laws in America, and the vice president will be meeting with him as a fatherly figure to console him into leaving. That argument is anything else beyond that is dead, right? Because we understand. Now people buy into that. But from Mali's point, it doesn't look good. It doesn't really look fine for JMB just without any explanation whatsoever to kind of even, you know, muddy the water, to just go out full frontal for that meeting without them releasing any information as to what were some of the precautions, what are some of the reasons for the meeting, what are notes coming from the meeting, because everybody's wanting to know. Because I know for a fact that if Unity Party people recognize that this was going to come out, people are going to accuse the president-elect of meeting with somebody who has pleaded guilty to committing crimes in the United States. And so I think this was important on the part of the PR team. I'm not saying Boakai should not have visited Stanton. After all that money Stanton raised, are you kidding me? Yes, he had to visit Stanton. But I think they failed in putting in place a mechanism that they could be able to explain away this situation, which is what the Liberal is trying to do, and which makes a lot of sense from the Liberals' point. And I think that should have been something that would have been laid out before, right? But Stanton Witherspoon, we cannot sit here and argue and take away his influence in the election. He was very influential in getting JMB across the finish line, and people pay for access, not just in Liberia but in America also. And so for me, that is the thing. And I think one of the things we also got to consider is that do we know what security protocols were put in place to have the ambassador at a private residence, right? Because now he's not just former Vice President Joseph Nyuma Boakai that used to come to Minneapolis and to Brooklyn Park, and his son's place, and we can all go there and meet him, right? Now he's the president-elect of the Republic of Liberia that is receiving classified briefing, and that's because that's the reason for the transition, right? He receives the same briefing on security that the President George Weah received. And so now he's a valuable target. So I don't know what the security implications are. I don't know what all the other things are. But from the face of things, I agree with Mr. Mali to a point that this was important. But I agree with Mr. Toh that if indeed this was about, you know, meeting with somebody and talking to them as the father of the nation and counseling him before he goes to prison, which is what we do traditionally, then that's fine. But the UP was, I think, slow, and they should not be behind the ball. They should always be ahead of the game.
Okay, I will break in, Terry. Yeah, Mr. Toh, I got the message. We don't usually do that here. We allow people, but this is Mary Johnson, whether he or she, that is a stupid thing to say, LPR. What is this show about? Well, then I guess Marie is stupid, because when we're talking about stupid thing and Marie is here, then Marie is stupid, as simple as it is.
No, moderator.
These are the people. Oh no, hold on one second. Yeah, look. In as much we allow people to express their civil liberties, if you're a child, and I said that here in the intro, we have a conversation that you agree with, you will not agree with. We're not here to talk something that will make you to have a sweet dream. No, that's not what we do here. We argue, we disagree. Do we insult? Well, anyway, stupid is a word that can be used. I'm not stupid, so I'm not gonna blind he or she. we got to make senses in the heads of these people who are a problem to society. Because if you allow this person, oh, they said something that means they're black, then they think they are a victor. But she or he going to be a victim of this here. Sit down, say you're not stupid, and listen to stupid people to see who is the stupidest. So, Terry, let me just come to you.
My man, you're taking the page now from Mary Jones' book, or you're beating sense in people bring that's a capital punishment.
Yeah. I think that probably I will. I think with this other punishment, I think we'll do it in the meantime to get certain thing out of the way. So, Terry,
Mr. Moderator, you should just ask the woman, what is the stupid thing we're talking about?
I don't have to ask.
We don't have time for that kind of shit.
I have.
That's a distraction.
That's that labor.
You know, there are some people, but when they throw unnecessary tantrum, then you throw your own sort of surprises as well. Okay, but Terry, let's have a conversation here. Amali raised a point, and we need to be having these general conversation. And I think Sissy hit the nail right on the head. Believe, trust means Mr. Waterspoon house is also under surveillance. There's no question about that, considering all that is going. And it is concerning. So not just only, and that's the problem I think United Party now, they're quick to jump me. That's the thing that struggle with CDC, struggle today. They never recover. I think Helen Johnson Sally more or less was proactive in getting her communication people out there to get things done. Had they issued some sort of statement and it's kind of like, put a spin around it, we wouldn't be having this sort of conversation. So if we want to expand more over it now, a government that is coming into place, and there's no question about that. CCSA is influential. His full participation led to the victory of Ambassador Joseph Newman Boycott. No questions about that. So the question with that being, he's here at his visit, and as a president-elect, we saw him having the American Chargé d'Affaires visited him prior to his coming. So a best educated guess, hopefully after every other thing, he might be meeting with some diplomat. So was there all of these conversations? Do they have this sort of conversation to say, okay, after this, I'm going to be meeting this? I don't know what is the diplomatic channel or involved. What is he setting himself up for here, unknown that we potentially might want to discuss in the long run? I'm not talking about liberal, their emotions, their sentiments, and all of that here. I can count thousands, hundreds of other Liberians. Like somebody was just writing here. Chucky Taylor is a son. He's already there. Does he need some sort of consolation as well by the president-elect as a Liberian? Or will we have a different set rule for certain people? There are other people waiting to be sentenced. Will he do that? So it's not an issue of generalizing. We are having a national conversation. It is not total association or chieftaincy. So we're having it, okay, liberal. So Terry, come in.
Yeah, you see, Mr. So we got to be flexible. As a leader, you got to be flexible. All right. If Ambassador Boyka can sit down with Prince Johnson, why he can sit down with Senator Waterspoon? If Ellen Johnson said he can sit down with Prince Johnson, Prince Johnson don't have to be convicted. Prince Johnson is sanctioned. So if Ambassador Boyka can negotiate with Prince Johnson, and today he's elected as president because of his negotiation, and he has been in close proximity to Prince Johnson, given the fact that in the Liberian society, Prince Johnson has been known to be a killer. While he also known to be a killer, more to that, he has been sanctioned.
Has he been given that judicial process as a killer? You see, you were on control. You're going to you now.
Yeah. Okay. You getting me now?
Yeah.
My earpiece dropped.
Has he been given the judicial process as a worldwide killer, like you said, even though he's senator?
No, he has not been given that yet, but it is a known fact in our society. And besides that, according to the Magnitsky Act, he is sanctioned by the U.S. government.
Mm-hmm.
So, but Prince Johnson is closely working with what's his name? Honorable Boyka. All right. So Senator Waterspoon have been coordinating with the government in America. So as we speak, he have not fully been, his sanction have not fully been granted to him, wherein he is now committed to.
You see there? Because we're not hearing you. Sorry, we're not hearing you.
Yeah, you know, the party people not get an ANC phone, so that they
Yeah, Emo join your password. Say the name. 1% not password. Terry, we're not hearing anything. So work on your audio. Go off and come by. Let's see. Okay, I think is your audio good now?
Yeah, I think so. Am I okay?
Yeah, much better. Okay.
Okay.
But the picture not clear.
Oh my God.
Okay, Mr. Namwit, thank you.
One, another one is coming out. You do another one, the other one is coming out. Right?
Victor, I come. Victor, thank you. Yeah, you know, sometimes people, sometimes fire put out fire. But I got what you say. Thank you very much. Yeah, go ahead, Koto.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. So I'm listening to the view of my few colleagues here. But to be frank, I have no idea as to whether Ambassador Barker lives to Stanton House as they claim. Because I don't want to believe that Ambassador Barker has a place to live. Probably he might have visited Waterspoon. It doesn't mean he's going to live with Waterspoon. So if he's invited, like to come and visit, I think that's just may have happened. But I think he is not somebody who is on isolation to say that nobody should visit him or not. So if that was the case, then Ambassador Barker broke the chain, I would have a serious problem with him. But for now, I don't know whether there is put on sanction or put on isolation where nobody talks with him. I have no idea about that. So I really cannot speak on this issue much because I like to talk on something that I have little knowledge or know the details about it, then I can, make a. I have no idea about that. Yeah. So.
Okay. Okay. So
Yeah,
meaning you plead the fifth on that conversation, right?
Yes, I don't know. I really don't know whether he lived there. And I know Barker would not go and live to him, but I don't want to start throwing the gun where I really am not sure of what actually it is. But I don't want to believe that Barker lived at Waterspoon House. He might have visited him, but I don't think he lives there.
So if you were to be staying there to officially, would that be a change of mind? Will you have a section?
I don't even want to believe that Barker would do that. Barker would not go live to Stanton House. It's not true. It's not true.
Okay, let me bring in my joy.
Yeah,
Terry.
Yeah.
Terry, carry on your point.
Okay, so so that is it. And what his name? Stanton Waterspoon have played a major role with Ambassador Barker, and I think the opposition wants to make propaganda with this, and I will call them opposition, which is the CDC now because they are in the opposition now. So we recognize them to be opposition. They wanted for Ambassador Barker to come to America and not go visit Stanton or not even talk to him so that they can run with it that we told you that Ambassador Barker was ungrateful. Now, we also have to take into consideration that Stanton Waterspoon have been a great supporting arm to Ambassador Barker. Ambassador Barker is the president for all, for everybody. He's the president for criminals. He's the president for those who have clean record. He have the right to visit a man who is claimed to be a criminal. He have the right to do that. If American president they can visit John King, I know John King or John Carl, they can visit Vladimir Putin. They can be discussing and all of that. What does it mean if Ambassador Barker visits Stanton Waterspoon? First of all, we got to understand that crimes are not transferable. He's not going to visit him to say, okay, yeah, what you did, I in support of it. Blah, blah, blah. Somebody will say, well, for diplomatic purposes, he's not supposed to do that. Who are you to make that judgment? What yardstick do you use to make this judgment? All right. So it's up to you. Your opinion could be could be well taken by other people and other views. But I would think, in my opinion, this would be from the propaganda arm. Standard Waterspoon is running a business that have been approved and accredited both nationally and internationally. Standard Waterspoon were able to channel for the campaign over almost 300,000. He was not obstructed by the U.S. government. He was not highlighted. He was not, banned. He's still operating almost like a free man. If he can even move from his house to go and receive Ambassador Boca or whatsoever, that means he is still, to some extent, a free man and a citizen that have his rights within a certain jurisdictions. So I don't think that it is wrong. Neither do I think that for diplomatic purposes, one would say this is not how this disqualify Ambassador Boca. Then it simply means that you don't understand what it means to be a leader. You don't have the understanding. You don't have no clue whatsoever what it means to be a leader. A leader have to be flexible in coming down to meet everybody. Last day, what her name? Ellen Johnson Sirleaf met a lot of people. She interacted with Prince Johnson. She brought war to Liberia. Today, where is she? She's the president of the U.S. government working with her. They get a lot of people in the world that U.S. government have problem with. Diplomatically, today they're visiting them, they're talking with them, they are president in their countries.
So the issue of Prince Johnson,
let us stop this politics, this propaganda that coming from the CDC wing. I think it's not a matter of,
Terry, I don't think it's a matter of CDC. On the issue of Prince Johnson here, let also bear in mind, yes, it's true Prince Johnson was sanctioned, but Prince Johnson also paid the price from the Magnitsky sanctions. This is why America refused to allow him to sit on the defense committee, because ABI said that they will share intelligence. So there are consequences, and that is in Liberia. No, I just want to say, oh, Prince Johnson, so it's like a susu. So we are did it to Prince Johnson. We are Prince Johnson can do it to Boycott. Okay, let me bring in Amos Joyce. You got something else to say?
Yeah, the problem is, Mr. So, it's not about susu business. There are certain people in our political space that you need them to win elections. It's just what it is. It's
at all costs, right?
And the Magnitsky Act says clearly that you're not supposed to do business with these people that have been sanctioned. So if Ambassador, so it have nothing, and it didn't say that you're not supposed to do business with a man who have been found guilty of a felon in America. But the Magnitsky Act is saying you're not supposed to do business with somebody who have been sanctioned. And Ambassador Boca have been doing business with what he named Prince Johnson. So why is that? My thing is, why is that not an issue? So with Prince Johnson, it's more diplomatic, but with Stanton, it is not. So I think that thing does not correlate at all.
This is quite understanding. And I want to say this here again. This sort of protections of our own alligator here, to the extent that we can't even frown on some things when it's happening, then I think there's no need to go to the see your talking point, quarter talking point, deliberate talking point. I think say cut through the air here. But let me just bring in Senator, because I don't think you guys, that's my view, that's my opinion as well. You defending like sedition defending as well. And this is ridiculous. This is a bus. I'm coming, Amon Joy. This is a bastard for the Unity Party. If they do not, they never handle it. I was talking to our folks to say they are putting committees together, especially starting with the communications, which is very vital, because you are getting to the point where you're going to be heavily distracted and you'll be in a defensive position. And as a government, you do not want distraction, because when distraction comes in, it takes away your time, your energy, and these things goes out not just with only within the diplomatic world. Now you know more, you are a government. How many weeks do we get to wait? So if we frown on George, we are with people from the Ivory Coast sitting with them and all of that. Yes, indeed, I was in the court. He cried. He said he brought disgrace. He messed up in his own word. But that does not. So that's what I was asking. Will he, Ambassador Boyka, to ask to see, because Taylor, Chucky Taylor been there for a little while. Well, he's a Liberian. Can we denounce him? He's a Liberian too. Will he go there to counsel him? But we got to be very careful how we go about to defend in as much we love these people we support. Amos George, yeah, we are. What is ahead of us?
Cisse, Mali, Mr. Toho, Collins, and so how you doing?
How are you, sir?
Good evening.
I know Mr. Collins, you say I'm CDC supporter and I'm mad again. So you can go ahead and say that. But you people are the one that destroying Liberia. I will be very brutal. You people are the one that destroying our country.
Oh my God.
To sit down on the platform and try to compare Vladimir Putin, that the US government meeting with Vladimir Putin. Is that history?
The last one.
Is that history of international relations you want to teach us about Vladimir Putin and that of the United States? How can you compare those two people, those two countries meeting and Joseph Boakai meeting same thing? What is the moral compass that you people have to look into the face and tell Liberian people that you're doing the right thing? Just yesterday, we were accusing CDC, to be very specific, George Weah, that he was hanging out with criminals from Burkina Faso, Ivory Coast, Bamaden. Just yesterday, ink is not even dry. On this platform, something told. Since they came after me when comments named Louis Brown, marking the gateway, and then like here. They came after me here. That these people had no moral saying to be with Mr. Cummings, who professed to be clean. And Collins, you are justifying that Honorable Boakai meeting. Stanford, it doesn't matter. Hey, man. If this is what you people do, this is a Liberia that you people want to change? Come on, man. It's wrong. The object is wrong. I don't know the young man. I have nothing personal against him. But he has been convicted. We all know that he supported Joseph Boakai, the Unity Party. We all know. But if he did what I'm hearing, then of course, that brings into question the leadership of Honorable Joseph Boakai. Now, this fancy thing you're flying around here that the leader can meet with anybody. Where that kind of idea coming from now? That the man is present for the country, so he can meet with any Liberian, even convicted criminal or allegedly being convicted, he can meet with them.
1 second, Emma, 1 second. I see a high level of guilt, embarrassment in the Liberal Progressive. This is why he's not paying attention to
No. He doesn't have to pay attention.
I'm gonna flash George so bad that you and Mali will come.
No. Hold on, sir. I'm on the phone.
Okay, go ahead, Amos.
Look, but these people, this is how deceptive these people are to the Liberian people. The very thing we accused them of yesterday, today they are doing it, and then they come to defend it. That's been hypocritical. We cannot, the Liberia we want to transform, it's not how we want to transform it. I always say this thing here. If my own is wrong, I will call you and say, look, you're wrong. But to come here and try to, I don't know what a spin or what you want to put around inside dressing, it's just appalling, to be honest. This is something that you cannot defend. Nobody, and Terry, you, let me be very specific with you, to come on the platform tonight, to be mentioned, oh, why USA can meet with Russia, Ellen Johnson met with Prince Johnson, Joseph Boakai dealing with Prince Johnson. The ambassador words are saying in our ears that they should not do business with these people. We were here the other day flying on President. We are from camping with Nathan Martin in McGibby. Yeah, yesterday we were flying on it. And today now, your political leader, the president to be soon is hanging out with this man, and you people are coming here to justify it. That is sad for our country. I don't care what you people say. Then that means Funati Kofa should be speaker. Because it means that there are two standards you people use. When you commit crime in Liberia, that means the crime cannot be transferable. So you go to Liberia, you can live anything, you can do anything. It is wrong. It is wrong. And I'm seeing Mr. Toro yesterday was here with tapa again with Funati Kofa. I know Funati Kofa from very well. But I said it again. If the Unity Party sit down there and allow Funati Kofa to become a speaker, that is a political suicide they are committing, because there will be obstructiveness. All the agenda will be controlled by the CDC. Well, Mr. So let me just rest on this. Look, gentlemen, you always support your United Party people. I have said it. Mr. Barker won the election. We all wish for better Liberia. But at the same time, when things are going wrong, we have to speak against it. If Mr. Kwame was president, it happened, I would say, look, this one you did, sir, I don't support it. Just by speaking up, it brings some truthfulness in us. But we have to leave the double standard, man. Let me rest.
Thank you so much, Amos George.
Rest and drink a glass of water, please.
I'm okay. I know Terry recognized me to be mad.
Drink water, am I your business? Go drink water, am I your business?
I'm surprised I didn't hear that from Liberal. They're not your business. You're not in our party.
Yeah.
Okay, that because he's the incoming president, so he's not even a member of his party, so he can say that. Okay, is there anything else you want to be added on this?
Yeah, Mr. Moderator, I think Sister brought some vital point. I just wanted to elevate or to extend. You see, with the communicators, sometimes when we are with the politicians, trust me, so now you can advance so many things to them. And they have the right to say, oh, no. Thank you. I'm not going that direction. And sometimes you can do nothing. That's your boss, you see. But here is what I wanted to say here. Let's say there was a gathering in one hall in Rhode Island or Minnesota, and Stanton Watterson went there as one of the guests, and the people met with him. There's no problem. No, I would not even be saying what I'm saying here. This is the president-elect who has branded himself to be the highest and first transparent, accountable man in that country. The man who had never corrupted in all the corrupt society. We are boasting and saying he supported the Unity Party. Where did the fund come from? From that fraudulent money-making scheme? I don't know. It could be. Don't boast about that.
And he got a list of people he wanted in the government.
We just took His Excellency President, we are to the gala. We were getting ready to hang him, and we said no. Yeah, and now, in a much we supporting Joseph Boakai, we got to be frank, we got to be objective to issue Joseph that his son. As I said, if there was a gathering and he meeting with his boy on the side, I don't find a problem with that. I just sent a video. Koto said it's a lie. She had not seen it. It's impossible. I just sent that video to the moderator on his phone. The man is spending time in Watterson's house. They're watching video, a football game, and I even called, saying he landed. Watterson picking up. They are in New Jersey right now. I just want to make that clarification. And as a man with a moral standard, I don't expect. No. Let me finish, please. A man with a moral standard, I don't expect that to be exposed. That thing should have been done behind closed doors. Thank you.
Thank you for your let me just say this here. Mr. So. The issue you guys are bringing, I'm going to take a little bit serious on this now. The issue you allow Malish to put this false narrative here tonight, and you, on the other hand, using your honor cut whatever and try to bamboozle people into accepting those kinds of behavior. Let me tell you this. Just like all of you are educated, there are people in Unity Party that are just as educated as you are. You want to tell me there will be people in Unity Party, even here in the United States, who is quite aware of the law of the United States, who is quite aware of the situation that Stanton Wilson has found himself in. You want to tell me these people have not done their homework, have not come out to even investigate, to even come out, to even talk to Witherspoon lawyer to say, is this okay? Knowing for what that Ambassador Baka is not central right, please. The liberal is on the floor. Knowing for what that Ambassador Baka is no longer ambassador. He's now president-elect, will be representing the interest of the Republic of Liberia. You want to tell me, because this is Liberia Public Radio platform, you want to tell me these people have not done their homework? And you want to come out here and say the man has been compromised? You think these people didn't think about those kinds of stuff to say whether Ambassador Baka going to go in there or not? This is hypocrisy to the higher. You and Mali and Mr. George, you guys, you Mr. George, we want
Mr. So, can I add to
what's his name? Whatever his name, I'm not even going to. And then you have the
Let's do it one at a time.
You see, you guys do this. Then when I'm ready, then you want to eat the step. You have the moderator pushing Malice to come up with this kind of ridiculous argument here tonight. And you got Amos Joyce coming in. Yeah, I'm dealing with something. You ever me. This man, he has done the wonderful thing. He has done the godly thing. He has done the fatherly thing. And I'm not going to sit here and let him be condemned without me speaking my mind.
So where do we lie? What is a lie? Give me a minute. Something to what do we say that is a lie? Tell us.
That the man is living in Princeton. That's a lie.
Terry, please don't dignify it. Dignify it.
Moderator, I sent you a video. Can you play that video for us?
Can I say something?
Hello. Don't dignify these people argument.
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
I'm not here arguing whether he's living there or whether he's visiting. For me, that is not even the point. I was speaking on the issue of visiting, and to the liberals' point, I wasn't talking about even the legality. I was talking about the PR nightmare that comes with that. And you're asking me, let me answer your question. You said, are we to believe that with all of our education, that there are not people in the Unity Party that are even more educated and that they didn't do their groundwork? I would say yes. There are people in the Unity Party that are more educated, and yes, they didn't do their groundwork. And it has happened in U.S. policy before. Remember when George Bush was on the U.S. carrier, mission accomplished? Remember that thing? It was a big PR nightmare. Yes, it does happen. So to point out flaws where people have made mistakes is not to accuse them of not being smart. It's just to say everybody make mistakes. For me, what I see is not the issue of, whether he lived there or he doesn't live there. What I'm looking at is not even the legality, right? It's the issue that Miley spoke to before he took it to the extreme. Is the issue of the optics. That's what I'm talking about. Yes, just the optics. And Collins, Terry, you're right. The president has the right to go visit anybody. But I keep saying on this platform, just because something is your right doesn't mean it's the right thing to do. And for me, for all of us who came out here and was pushing for a new day in Liberia, my only advice to you, my little brother, because you always call me a big brother, is that we should not go back to that CDC playbook where every time they say, "But Ellen did it," but Ellen did it.
More equivalent.
We are looking for.
I don't know where you send the video, Mali. I don't know. You text it.
Mali sent no video. You're not. Look,
put it in the group chat.
My video still in the highway.
Put it in the group chat. I'll send it to my messenger. So
my video got on the cake airplane. The airline brother ate a cake.
Let me one correction. I did not say he's staying there.
Let me finish.
Let me talking about thing now. So I can let
we gotta get city because myself I won't make a point.
Mother's coming out and so that is the ridiculous statement that which I'm not going to sit here and let it go by. You can talk about the optics of statement. It's fine. That's a good point. That's something we all have.
It's not a good point.
But in fact, I've been on this show here, if you can bear me witness. I've been on the scene.
Sister on the floor. Sister on the floor.
It's on the floor. You cannot interrupt. I'm speaking.
No, Sister on the floor.
I'm on the floor.
No. Sister on the floor.
No,
Please check the messenger.
Let me finish.
No.
That video there is in the WhatsApp.
Sister on the floor.
So the point here is this. The point here, I've been on the same platform and said something that I thought Ambassador Baka, I've already come out to say Ambassador Baka spoke so soon. This is somebody, people who are around Ambassador Baka need to take charge and read his speeches. And I've been saying that. So I'm not defending to say the uptake, yes, but to sit on this intellectual platform, to say my president has been compromised, and you want me to be quiet because you got all the PhD in the war and Amos, sorry, all that one will scare me. I beg you.
But you got to start interrupting other people's sister on the floor. You didn't get this.
Business.
Stop that.
Business.
Sister was speaking and we just jumped because Baka.
Hello, something, please.
Mr. George, Ambassador Baka sleeping, I know your business. You're leaving alone. That's for other topic.
Okay, please. Let's get
I'm going to drink water and mama business. Yeah.
Why you interrupt people? Yeah, go ahead, Sissy.
Oh, no, I finished. I'm going to drink water and mama business.
Okay.
Yeah, so Mr. So can I just say something to the issue? Yeah, you see, Pa George, you start on the network here, you talk about Musa Belete, blah, 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 and all the tabata. And you know very well that Musa Belete was also convicted and also is accused by FIFA and banned. But you support him. You're even supporting him for the speakership. So then you come here and try to lash at other people on the foundation of I know it's not a good comparison. It's a comparison. FIFA is a body, is a renowned institution worldwide, and they banned Musa Belete. All right? And he supported Musa Belete. You were even talking about how Musa Belete will win the speakership. The other day we were just on the platform. The other time we even argue about Musa Belete here. All right? So when you're talking about, what I'm trying to say is that the entire society of our country is polarized with former combatants, with people that have committed crimes against humanity, with a lot of people in the society that are not people that one will want to work with. All right? But guess what? We're working with them. Take, for example, Joshua Bly. Look at the support he brought to Ambassador Boyka. So now Ambassador Boyka is president-elect. He should say, okay, I will neglect Joshua Bly because Joshua Bly is known to be a killer in Liberia. Is that the kind of government we're talking about for reconciliation? Is that the kind of government we're expecting for reconciliation? Nobody said from day one, nobody said that you guys were the ones saying, why will Ambassador Boyka work with Prince Johnson? That have been your argument. Why will Ambassador Boyka work with this person? Why would he work with this person? Why would he work? And all these people are Liberians. All of them, we are not going to war crime code yet for somebody to be found or guilty for this, that, and the other. So a man who helped you to succeed, all right, because he's convicted in the United States for crime, and I came to the U.S., I shouldn't visit him. Then Mr. Mali is saying the man went to stay with Stanton Waterspoon. That video.
No. Point of correction.
I'm coming.
I didn't say you want to stay there. He's visiting there.
If you say maybe if you say he's
staying there and visiting there, that's two different stories.
That's what I'm saying. So that was why I'm trying to rebut, because for even if the man went to visit this brother for the work level he did for him, if you look at the press statement, the press release from the Unity Party, the press release from the Unity Party say that Ambassador Boyka is coming to America and he will meet with diaspora Liberians that also help to thank them. I don't know why y'all can go and read these things.
No. You're not coming to meet a felon.
Oh, What do you mean by you're not coming? Look, you see,
you don't.
I don't get it when you guys make this kind of
That's what I'm saying. You're not coming to me with a felon. Where did you get your money from to succeed in your election? Those are all corrupt and felon money. Those are all fraudulent money.
Were you not sitting on the show when Stanton Witherspoon were raising the money and the international community, as the man was a felon as you claim he is, the international community watched him generate money, thousands of dollars on his show.
But
Senator Liberia, he was working.
Who preaching for capital punishment in Liberia? Why were you not taking that kind of?
But something to this is not a platform.
You can't just intrude into the conversation.
This is not a platform.
Something so, and Mr. Collins, you're going to spoil Joseph Boakai government. The two of you.
Yeah, okay, you can say whatever. The Pastor George say, we are the one that destroying Liberia.
So,
and all of that. So we have already run a judgment already, from my opinion. So once you don't fall in the gap of what he see life to be like or things to be, that means you are an enemy. These are the kind of people when you get them power, they can damage a lot of people.
Mr. So you allow Male Tabata to tell you what the whole show.
You know, these are all propaganda, and we willing to take the bullets. We willing to take the kind of
Gentlemen, excuse me, Samson, please.
Yeah, but I'm just telling you as it is, Mr.
It's not something here. We're talking about. No, we're not talking about your personal one here.
Mr. So let me just say the two words, and then I will land.
You were talking about in court. I was there, but you don't even know what all went on here. You see, this document is all about. I don't want to make this a case. I'm waiting to see. They went to court. The judge, the reason they gave that 90 days, George, when it says George Smith said. And the government defense counsel said for every time they met Mr. Witherspoon, something new was always discovered. Now he needs to give him 90 days to make a full disclosure of his asset. Is that asset from here? Is that from Liberia, including money transfer and all of that? We are talking about the sitting president. Will you know what happened at the end of the day?
What does that have to do with Ambassador Baga?
Give me a chance. You don't know because you're putting yourself in feelings. What's your problem? We're not talking about your association. We're talking about Liberia, and everybody has the right to say it. You don't even.
I don't have the right to defend it.
No, because you're not giving us a chance. You're defending the undefensible. And
that's what you did
yesterday. You're talking here. You just all over the place.
It ain't defensible. For 3 of you, what you guys are doing, 3 of you.
If you can go sit down and talk to him,
something
to Male to come on this platform to say Ambassador Baga has compromised. It will find you. That is the most statement ever.
If you say he compromise, does that suggest he compromised?
Something to you that come here to shut open and to shut our mouth. Nobody want to take it from you.
Yeah, well, really,
you can yell. No, you can yell. No, let me tell you, you can yell.
Really?
Get to a chance. No, you gotta get to a chance.
So let me just land on my late thought. All right.
Yeah.
You know,
I think I'm gonna do away with it because it seems to be people trying to pull feelings inside.
No. But Mr. So we cannot shut our feelings not because Nancy and calling you yelling and shouting at all over the lungs. It's not the issue yet.
You were just attacking me. I didn't even learn my thought.
But Mr. John, you take it. Sansinto say your vote small and rest green.
I don't mind. I'm vote small, but they are the one who they're the one who yell here today. Let me say to the Kerry. You know, when I say something, I don't let people misquote me. I made a comment last time we were talking about speakership. And Musa Blazer, I told the same time I said, Musa Blazer wants to be speaker. I did not say I support Musa Blazer. Those are two different words. I said he wants to be, at least I support him.
I said we argued about Musa ability before. Besides, even the speaker.
Why were you even, are these comparisons the same? So what sort of loyalty is that?
That's the problem.
Mr. So, what kind of comparison you want us to look for? You want us to look for somebody who has committed crime in America to attribute, to compare it? Because a crime in any country is a crime. You can be any part of the world. When you commit crime, you're a criminal.
Why people get a chance when you speak when people say you don't want to give a chance? You are committing here, and I try to
interrupt me. Then you telling me, say, I'm not giving you chance. I don't understand that. Mr. So is saying something. That one make me to come in. Mr. So is saying, why we are comparing Musa Belete with Stanton Waterspoon? If Musa Belete commit a crime in Liberia and Stanton commits a crime in America, are the two of them not criminal? Stanton was done in America and Musa was done in Liberia.
No,
so Musa and Stanton are not the same.
No,
Okay.
Collins,
Let's do it one
Collins,
we
Collins,
have,
this is, Collins, let me say this.
yeah, let's do it one at a time, please.
Mr. Collins, this is very dangerous. This moral equivalent you're making is not right. I have always said, I said, Musa has an issue. Musa was convicted by FIFA. They have an arbitrary board. FIFA has an arbitrary board. They don't go to court. That way Musa got convicted. Was not in the court of criminal competent jurisdiction. Stanton Watson pleaded guilty in federal court. Those are two different things. Maybe you don't understand, but those are two different things. Stanton pleaded guilty in federal court to crime.
These are the people that are telling us that we scored in Liberia.
But when hold on. That is different. Musa Belete was convicted by FIFA. And that hole in the court of competent jurisdiction, it has to be tried. I'm not defending Musa. The statement I said Musa wants to be speaker. That's different from someone supporting somebody, because I heard Musa interest in the speaker. And that's why I was saying Musa wants to be speaker. So it's not supporting Musa. But for you people, justifying the action of Honorable Boakai, that because Stanton contributed to his campaign, so therefore, when he comes in, he has all right, of course, to meet with him. But someone has seen the update because you people preaching that this man is clean, that this man will run a government that will change the political landscape of Liberia. But with this kind of engagement, then one must ask the question. Something can yell over a lump, that's up to him. They seen it yesterday, you were doing before Nati Kofa. So it tells us that you people got two sinners. Why you people question Dana Chia? Why you people question this guy, Louis Brown, that the market Nigeria? Why you questioning him? If that was the case, then you should not question them. You should have just left them alone. But when you question other people,
okay, you have them back now. We'll get them back. You have them back.
Nobody question them.
All right, let's make a last point so we have a last conversation, because tonight it seems to be one of these nights.
Yeah, my message to the Liberal and Collins and the rest of the Unity Party partisans
I'm
listening.
not Unity Party.
Okay, I don't have anything personal against President Boakai. Hello, I don't have anything personal against President-elect Joseph Boakai. I'm holding Joseph Boakai to certain standard that he has set for himself. Joseph Boakai told us he has got a high standard of ethical, he have lived a high standard, ethical, moral life. Politically, he has never corrupted. He's transparent, and I respect him for that, and I accept him for that. So any attempt to stray away from those things, I will classify it as a compromise. So his coming here, he had all right to meet with all Liberians. And he had met Mr. Waterspoon in a gathering. There's no problem there. But Waterspoon picking you up from the airport and on a visit in the United States, and you spending time there, that's a big problem for a man who has set a high moral bar for himself. There where I'm coming from, ethically and objectively.
Okay,
so
let's move to
let me. I will come to
one second.
To conclude, let me just conclude because other people will come in. Colin just said,
Jesus Christ.
Prince Johnson, he killed people in Liberia. That had not been proven by any court or competent jurisdiction. These are allegations flying all over the place. We started from day one. Joseph Boakai dancing with this guy and his surrogate, it was wrong. Because why? Or the type of standard Joseph Boakai has set for himself.
Okay, let's go to the phone lines more quickly.
Joseph Boakai set a standard that I will continue to hold him to until 12 years. I will hold him to it. Thank you.
All right, let's go to the phone lines. Are you there?
Yeah, that's a good one. Thank you.
Yeah, go ahead, Kepa.
God.
Well, Mr. So thank you for the show, gentlemen. I think we're going to continue having this kind of conversation for 6 years.
Where are you talking?
You may stay crying. Get the election. You still crying for the election team, man?
Yeah, my brother. Are you awake or what?
Yeah, so I think we're going to be having this kind of conversation for the next 6 years because it's like that in our society. It happened during this present CDC administration where people didn't own up to some of the things that was done in this administration. And it's going to happen in Joseph Boakai administration. There will be a lot of this that people will not own up to. And it's not strange to see the other people do what is in the platform. But let us remember, we have to move this country forward. When people come out and say, I'm a man of integrity, and I'm the cleanest, which you exhibit those things that they preach out there. And that's all they're saying. The updates is not good. The updates not good, at least. But again, the same thing when President Weah started, and then Henry Costa was with him, Henry Costa flipped, and Henry Costa went on the route to say and stuff. He went back, people castigate him. And to the extent where he has lost political relevance in the country. Stephen Witherspoon now is owning this revolution for Joseph Boakai. He made Joseph Boakai president. What will happen in the near future when Joseph Boakai does not deliver or do something that is not right to stand on, and he changed and he crossed over? What will be the reaction from my brother Terry, the liberal, progressive, and other people who are backing him today? What will be the reaction? So let's be honest. Let's put Liberia first, and then put the simple, the emotional side. Liberia first is the biggest thing we want to do. We cannot continue preaching the way we preach it and think our country will change.
Okay.
It's not going to happen. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Keta. Thank you so much. Okay.
But before you let the man go, why the man's voice still sounding like that? He's still crying?
Because the man are 48.7%.
I'm a little bit look, the word is with me, and being there with me. Just one place. I can't believe that. Anyway, I love the president. He's a man of generosity, a man of peace.
At least Keto can always call. Yeah. I appreciate it.
Everybody should live the example of President Weah. They just work out.
What example?
Okay, thank you so much. All right, so, okay, thank you so much. Terry, is there something you want to say? We want to move on. I don't want anybody holding something back here.
Who, me?
You were trying to make a point, but...
But even though, but actually it passed, but actually it makes us so... the ambassador, I know that people would come against it and that would be something. And I show that the ambassador calculated that very well and he went for it. And he had to go for it because if he had not gone for it, tomorrow will be the same propaganda will be going around. Oh, yeah, the old man is ungrateful. The man is ungrateful. And what Mr. Mali said something. You said that Prince Johnson, I said Prince Johnson killed people. I'm not talking only about the killing. I know there was no court that competent jurisdiction, blah, blah, blah. But Prince Johnson was sanctioned and Ambassador Boakai still worked with him. Mr. George, the people who did that, we were not the ones saying that, oh, we get Baba people with us. We were saying we get Baba people with us and we acknowledge it. That is why we want to rescue Liberia and everybody involved. You guys were saying, no, y'all are the clean hands. So y'all don't mess with anybody. So all the people that y'all brought, so we say, but you're clean to be clean hands. That is why you got all these people behind you, people that you're clean, you get clean hands. And we make our case to you that Liberia do not have clean people. There is no clean people. The clean people you're talking about in Liberia, most of them are in the private sector. Most of the people you have in the political arena in Liberia have all been involved with criminality and crimes and other things. They are not clean.
Including Joseph Boakai?
Yeah, one sentence.
Okay, let's shift.
But Joseph Boca had worked in corrupt governments before. And he came up with, when they say a man of integrity, it has to do with yourself. Crimes are not transferable. Still no water spoon crime you committed is not transferable to Ambassador Boca.
Can I say something real quick? But Terry, I hope the point I'm making here, I hope you're understanding it. And I hope
I got your point clearly. Your point is accurate.
Yeah, because the point I'm making here, and I got you. To feed into what you just saying, if just any Mabuaka president-elect have come to America and not me with Stanton with us, it feeds into this narrative about the ungrateful Sanama Swan that people were around, became a hashtag, right? That he was ungrateful to how to call it, man, to Costa, and that he became ungrateful to Witherspoon. That would have been a bad narrative. I get it. What I'm saying is, if I were along with the ambassador, we would have found a way to craft this. The meeting will still happen.
But got that. That is true.
A Male Jones coming at you for the meeting, like craft it in a way where you create barriers for you to control the narrative. That's the point I'm making. But I think the people traveling with the ambassador, they all have learning curve, and I got to give it to them to all learn. But I think they need to be able to control the narrative around the
I totally agree.
Okay, guys. Let's before we change here, let's have the caller 609 number. Are you there?
Is that 619? That's right.
Yeah, I think 609. Yeah.
Hey, thank you for taking my call. This is J. Victor now, and I'm happy to call in. Thank you guys very much. Great show. I appreciate the trend of the conversation. I just want to quickly acknowledge Mr. Collins. The Liberian populace is not a binary classification. You don't have to be a UP partisan or a CDC partisan. There's some of us who are neither, but we are Liberians. And we are very concerned about the image that the president-elect is striking. He represents all of us. What about his security if he gets up to go and put up with a private citizen and something happens to him? How is he going to defend that? Mr. Witherspoon, obviously, I don't think he has been the largest contributor to the party. Even if he did, as others are already saying, the man he is a questionable character, to say the least. The outgoing government suffered so much drought.
Are you there? Number?
Something to stop him.
I think the line went. Number, are you there?
You were making an excellent point. Yeah.
No, something to just block that guy. That's all we hear. Caute.
No, that's something second control your own party. Okay, maybe hopefully you're gonna call back. Let me
I think that the free phone email Georgia are giving all around here.
No, that CDC and Professor Zawo said we're going to give free food to all the school there. Professor Zawo, CDC give all the free food here.
Oh, Professor Zawo only wake up in my house see you.
No, that can you position. I said that can you position.
Let me see what I can call him back.
Oh,
why you kept going on the line? Hello?
Yeah, hello, sir. This is not Ketchup. This is Saturday.
Okay, so yeah, because okay, go ahead, because hold on one second, because there are other calls coming. I'm not sure why it's not.
I think we pass people bedtime.
Bedtime, and now you want to go to bed? Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Mr. Mali caused the trouble here. And he said now that he do nothing.
Go ahead.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, thank you so much for the show. You know, I am sorry for nothing was in Terry. I know that Terry, we are there. You have to defend everything. Terry is not there to do propaganda, but he does defend. If force you to defend everything, you defend it. So I'm not expecting. The only person I got issue with my brother, to say be free. So don't already make out to be president. So can you have real form, Zeze? You are a good man that know that know the truth. Don't matter. Tell you about no telling what you talk about 6 years.
Okay.
Look, the thing you say is simple. If you want to see Stanton, you want to get integrated because he refused oil. So Baka not integrated. That's what he's saying there. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, next caller, go ahead.
I
don't know why you can break. Breakable.
He can follow me. Nowhere that I'm on me.
Yeah,
Breakable, when Ambassador Boga mess up, you will hear me on this.
Caller, are you there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, go ahead quickly, please.
Yeah, hello. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to contribute a little bit concerning the elected president coming into the U.S., going to go meet with Central Waterfront. I think when we try to run a judgment, we have to be very careful. Central, you and I know the play the role that Central play into getting this president elected, and what all has been done in America here, let's say constitutionally, that he plead guilty towards crime that been committed. But having said that, remember that Central is a Liberian, and he did what needs to be done for Liberia to be rescued. So by the elected president meeting with Central, that doesn't have any kind of implication on his side. It is well calculated. And all of these things will play off for the betterment of Liberia. And we all have to be very careful how we cast our judgment. That's all I have to say.
Thank you so much. All right. So, Malice.
Yeah.
Malice, I know you forwarded it, but they themselves, the author of the video, they know it's not a good thing. So it's been, the author already deleted it. You just only have it there. You will be the only person, even if you try to forward it to anybody, they will not see as long it was in downloaded. You try to forward it, it will just come, but the attachment won't show. That's what you see happening.
Yeah, because there were a lot of tremendous feedback on that whole thing.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No, it was not right.
No, they were right.
They will take a WhatsApp again. You still downloading videos, Mr. Malley?
No. I didn't download the video. Someone just brought it to my attention and sent me the video.
Call now. We're already late, folks. We can take call another time where we're going to wrap on now. Let's listen to this guy here, and we will be wrapping up for this event and after a little brief conversation.
Of going there and get this woman out and kill her. So I also, that very evening, Officer Jave came to me, the police deputy commander came to me, and we had a discussion. We said, this woman's life is very important. So what a traditional council and Sasewu, this and that, let's see how we can save this woman. And so we went back to the traditional council, and I informed her that her life was at risk, along with her uncle's life. And so we were going to try to get her back into an isolated area, where in the meantime, she will be spoken with to find out how involved she is with the death of Ira Madison. Since she had actually taken a Sasewu, she was guilty of taking a Sasewu. Her family carried her there. Her biological family from the father's side and the mother's side, they wanted to find out the truth because her name is Beatrice Guillaume, and the representative name is Ira Madison Guillaume. So we're talking about one family here. So the two family members from the father's side and the mother's side of these two people, they decided that we want to take our daughter to find out the truth. And that's how they took her to this place, and she was found guilty of being involved in this gentleman's death, in the representative's death. So the court decided to provide this woman protection and not the victim that has now died. So this woman is on her way to Zuadu. We are now in consultation with the police, as well as the county inspector, Honorable Daddy Dwayne.
Okay, look, the interview is sort of interesting. I will try to put it. I will put it in the chat room there. It's quite interesting because this guy, he's talking a lot of things. On the one hand, yes, he's a sitting senator, but I just don't understand. Maybe most of you guys don't. They are not listening to it. That was an interview with Tomoyaya Nimlen, who said he was on his way and they call him to intervene. But all of the conversations, I never heard the name of even the superintendent, who is the administrative head of the county. And he went there with his supporters to try to calm them down, to go further down to that interview. The people were venting their anger and all of that. I'm not sure how he tries to reconcile those things. The government is not taking the the traditional thing is not being embedded. So it's like he tried to run a two system at the same time. Why the people that call him? Why if something happened, you at a crossroad. Who do you call? You call police for help. You don't go call the city. You don't call the city mayor. Why? It's true. The city mayor, the police is under the command of the city mayor, the first person. Why? All of the things he said, he never even called the superintendent, but his supporters. And then they have to calm down things. Why? Even if they call him, he as a senator, he has not even taken seat. He has not even been inducted. Why they couldn't call Marshall then? Why, even if they call him, why he couldn't call on the Minister of Justice or the police commissioner? Say, hey, this is what going there. He allowed the car to go, came back. His supporter went there, tried to rescue people, and the superintendent is completely not. He didn't even mention the superintendent name.
Yeah, these are some of the malpractices keep going on because, to be very frank with you, the superintendent office is like he representing the president in our county. Ali, for political courtesy, he should have even been in our discussion. All right. Well, from what I sense, it seems to be there's some divide going on down there. And actually, the superintendent, he's the chief spokesperson. I don't know why that guy or all his analysis decided to really get the superintendent out of this whole picture. I don't know. I really don't know. And it wasn't a good thing.
Let me say something, Mali.
Yeah.
I have go to the young man because I think we intervened here before. Yes. I have go out to the family. But you see, sometimes once more see anything, people look at us differently. Look at what he's saying there. First thing, if I think all traditional practices have been banned. This traditional society, I think, have been banned by the government. Has been banned by the government. Has been banned by the government of Liberia. That people should not do the practices. So if he heard something like that, the first thing he should have done was to call the superintendent.
Yes.
The superintendent is the administrative head of that county, let him or not.
Yes.
Call him. If he can't get him, call the chief of police. This is also going on here. But you can see how the people continue to divide their own county. He has not taken over yet office as senator. Look at what is happening. It was the same man the last time who said that if Jeremiah Cohen just about elected, they will kill all the crown people.
He's a dangerous character.
Yes, and I frown on him. Now look at him. What's happening?
Yeah.
When the election magistrate got missing in Grand Gideon, the people going to the street to demonstrate what happened today under the judge we are the government. Have they ever asked about that young man again? Up to today, nobody knows what happened to that man.
And I expect Joseph Parker to look into that too.
If you get to the end of it, this interview, trust me, your blood pressure will go up.
No, because Mr. So you know me, I know some of these people. So these are the kind of character people put in power to make the country more divisive. Someone said, "Oh, I mean the man from Chien district. Me, I couldn't know man. I don't get time for that one day." These are the things we're talking about. Someone died. You hear people say the carrying sister for Sasa who. The first thing should have done, hey, hold it. Let me call the superintendent. Let me call the chief of police. This thing is not advisable under our law. I'm not in the authority, but hold on, let me call these people first. County authority. But look, he did not mention none of those people. Now you're sitting there to kind of explain that the people, the family took them to the kind of thing. Is that why you say, Mr. Senator elect? Come on, man.
Well,
Mr. So, is it not a tradition? Is it because you must also understand that the people have a tradition.
These things have been banned.
Yeah, but the tradition still working.
When the
Tradition,
from Terry, when the national government why would you want to do that?
yeah, I agree. But at the moment,
Terry,
at the moment, yeah.
Terry, these are some of the lawlessness we're talking about again. And Joseph Boakai want to inherit. You people are representing Joseph Boakai's voice in this place here.
No, listen,
that's how people inherit lawlessness.
Do not put me in a representative position for Joseph Boakai.
No, your view alone is telling me so much.
I am supporting Joseph Boakai, but I'm not a representative of him on this network. Now,
but you are making him to look ugly.
No, Mr. Mali, you have to allow me to give my 2 cents.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you. The people have a tradition that have been working for them in the society. That tradition that what brought that man to the position he in today that you are not. The man decided to work with the people. He's working with the people tradition. He believes that that tradition, that what they believe in.
But it's banned.
So, if it's banned, then why is it? Why did they give credence to it? Why do you have the traditional council?
Then you charge them to be lawless citizens.
The traditional council, Terry, the traditional council is not meant to administer Sasewu. That's not the essence of the traditional council.
Is that a settled
council thing? Yeah, but they also do that too. They follow the tradition.
Terry, let's stop this thing.
That's your own
Terry, let's stop this kind of conversation, man.
No problem. Let me leave it there.
I mean,
for what I know about the traditional council in Liberia,
these are the things that they do. Which one of the traditional council?
The one that Zanzan Kawa is the head.
Yeah, what do they give Sasewu? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, they used to do Sasewu.
And we are saying it has been banned.
That's it. What it means to be Kwatamo was at the Ministry of Internal Affairs. But the government came to ban all these things. They said these products are prohibited. It's not scientific. They ban it. So when people are doing that, it's illegal. We should not get credence to it.
And besides it being banned, it's into a violation of human rights.
To speak anytime, anywhere, it doesn't matter. You don't respect the rules, but then when I open my mouth, then you go ahead, enjoy yourself.
I am saying that these people decided to follow the traditions that they themselves have agreed to follow. Because first of all, you must understand that in this scenario, the police should have intercepted it. The law should have been implemented. But if they didn't, if they're doing it now, that means that's something they have been practicing. And the lawmaker were following along.
So you think right?
The lawmaker, I'm not saying it's right.
Look,
so why is the argument here? They were, let's say it was. We know that we all know that.
You guys are blaming the lawmaker for not calling superintendent.
Of course,
this and that.
Terry, let me make this point. Let me make this point, if you don't mind. Terry, let me make this point. Listen here, guys. First of all, Mali, this is the hypocrisy at the highest heights on your part. You come here trying to advocate for people, but the people, they are elected representatives. You're going to come here and make this ridiculous statement as being the man is dangerous. What evidence? You are an educated person. What evidence you have that this man is dangerous? What action? I'm speaking. What point? What evidence do you have that you're going to call a elected representative of the crown people has been dangerous, unacceptable.
So you think you come to say the crime people? So you want to say that all the crime people dangerous? Like why you want to cancel? That's that sentiment from here, man.
You want to kick me off? The bad time anyway. You want to kick me off? Kick me off. When he made that statement, I did not hear from you. I did not hear from two of you, the conservative on here. He said the man was dangerous.
Because he did not inform the superintendent.
So he's senator for the crown people? Is that what you think?
Come on, man.
He didn't inform the superintendent. Does that
mean he's because no, because if somebody dangerous, then I mean you guys, I mean you the crown people.
Surprised. I'm not surprised. But you are conservative and
But Pato, let me take you back to the other statement the man made. Go ahead.
You are interrupting me. You are interrupting me. Let me finish. So, the point you want to make, if this is the president did not invite the government that is overseeing the entire administrative district or the entire administrative county, that you can speak to say, why were you as an elected senator not involve those who were running the county, those who gave you the opportunity to succeed, those people must be at the forefront. But instead, you decided to call him a dangerous person. And this is what I'm speaking to. As far as what happened with the senator, look, I made a point here. I come in run Mr. Soul's stomach again tonight. I made a point here yesterday. I said this issue.
Mr. Soul, I beg to leave, please.
No, you're interrupting right now. I'm not done yet. You said, I said yesterday, the issue in Grand Juda County, in order for us to have a serious peace in that county, those issues must be discussed fully. This is just an example. Why you think the superintendent doesn't know? The elected senator does not know the superintendent. Why would he talk for more than 15, 20 minutes and not mention the superintendent? Are you saying that he's very condescending to the superintendent behavior? To his position? No, there must be something into it. And why would he, as a senator, not know the law that this tradition has been banned, and then you're going to sit there and say, this is what the people are going. I understand all of that. But my argument here is, as a liberal.
So then what is your role when you are facilitating this sort of conversation?
I said,
no, the word, he said the word dangerous. That's why he got come with the word dangerous.
I said, as a liberal on this network, with these type of English language must not be allowed at all. Thank you and good night.
On the Madison Guian issue, I've been very silent because it struck me differently. I understand, I see all the things that's happening in Grand Juda. We talked about this before when the caucus was split. Remember that? We had it here, and on another network, I heard somebody saying that the superintendent is sick. I think he had called in on a radio station in Grand Juda. He's out of Grand Juda. He's not well. That's what I heard. But I think there's a lot of people hurting tonight. And for me, if you wouldn't mind, I think it's like 5 sentences I wrote here. Let's just talk about Madison Guion's spirit of dedication, his unyielding optimism, and his relentless pursuit for a better Liberia will continue to inspire all of us. I've interviewed him. I've listened to him. I know he was a scholar. His wisdom, his guidance, and profound impact on our nation will forever echo through the house of leadership and through the forest of Grand Juda, and even down to the mountains of Odagizi. As we bid farewell to revolutionary leader, let us honor Madison Guion's memory by carrying forward his legacy, by continuing the journey towards an inclusive, purposeful, and peaceful Liberia. I think Madison Guion, in his lifetime, would not have stood for what is happening right now in his name. And for me, I know there's a lot of people hurting, so I don't want to touch this topic. It's really hard. But for me, as a Lofian who followed him because he was a scholar, I think Liberia had lost a very smart person.
Absolutely.
You
The
know, you know,
saddest thing
Sensei,
about the saddest thing about this whole thing here, the vandalism, and there are instances you expect people, leaders, to take a leadership role. And if you go down to this conversation here of what this senator is saying, it's unbelievable.
uh-huh.
It's unbelievable, and I will roll it out because it takes away the substance of this thing, like how you just put it into context. I mean, the visions of Madison and some of these things that he really purposed to do. This sort of crazy thing came in the middle, and it takes away how we can sort of accelerate that sort of conversation for people who doesn't know him or some of the things that he strongly believes in. And you see people that come into it, every little thing, it has become that sort of a routine. Every little thing is being politicized, and you see people coming, and that's what he's saying. This guy, he's talking some horrible thing. It's unbelievable, and it must be condemned, whether from there or not. It must be condemned. This is how troubled, and this is how problem comes into society, not just only in the county, society as a whole. That could be Liberia and other places. Because when you see these kind of people, when they're talking these kind of things, and I reach out to all of them, including the Zoltan, and he will be having his on a press briefing. But to see him to say this kind of thing is just scary. Guys, let's make our time. Let's
You know,
graduate.
Madison, yeah, you know, Madison was, we interviewed him yesterday. When he was in Ghana, this guy was a staunch member of the CDC. When he came back, they abandoned him. But he said that he was not leaving. He was going to go to run. Brilliant young guy, man. So the other day when I saw the post, I was like, wait. Is there someone just photoshopping or something? But then we're on our radio, from our platform, I said, oh no, this is serious. And look at what had happened. They had taken away this guy, the honor that should have been given to this guy, and look at what they had done. Vandalizing property, destroying property. Is that a way to remember that young man? I think there's a better way they would have gone. Because Madison was somebody who young people follow. If you follow this guy, if you spoke to this guy, you would know the kind of love that he had for that country and the people. I respected that young man. What all CDC did to him, he said, no, I will not leave. He said, whether they support me or not, I will not leave. And he stood by his words. And he became a representative. Well, we don't know whether it was his time, whatever. But I think people, supporters of him, should have a second thought. Now, this guy was not just an ordinary person. He was admired and he was a leader in our community. Let's step back and see how we can make a befitting burial for him, that he can be remembered in the country. But again, like I said, the senator came out, that kind of those statement he made. And so let me tell you this, look. You don't come on this platform here when someone says something specific about somebody, and then you want to make that blindness with the crime people. No, we did not mention the crime people. Someone was being very specific about Madison making that comment. That's why you should speak to. Don't kind of create some blanket that you want to make it sure that everybody, that people are talking to all the crime people. No, someone was being very specific on the senator elect. We call her name. So don't come here and be making kind of blanket statement to create a feeling that, oh, these people are talking down crime people, being condescending to the crime people. No. If Mala said the guy is ignorant, yes, because from what he's saying, that's not his place. He's an elected senator. Yes. If something happened, people come to him, the first person he's going to do is, let me call the superintendent, hold on, or let me call the chief of police. He didn't do any of those things. That all the money, the leadership, and he get no justification. All the interview he had, all that talking. Did you hear him mention the chief of the police? Did you hear him mention the superintendent? And you want someone to come and say, oh, employ him?
If I begin quick, our gear.
Conflict of interest that brings chaotic situations and crisis. So what we are saying now, when we get to the radio tonight, we'll tell the people to calm down. You are here to serve the people. The police, the immigration, the army, everyone is here to protect the citizen. So when there is crisis, call the people who are also the representatives of the citizens, let them be part of the solution so that they can provide a viable solution to the problem. But when you put on the uniform and you say you don't want to see nobody and you start fighting, you putting gasoline on fire. What you have to understand in this country, there were 106,000 people who were disarmed voluntarily
Listen to
in
him.
this country 20 years ago. From 2003 to 2023 is 20 years ago that we disarmed 106,000 ex-combatants voluntarily. Those that did not show up and they just dropped their gun to the dropping point, they're more than 10,000 here in this county. They don't want to be known. They don't want $300. They don't want it. They just drop their gun
What you say?
back on their farms. So don't come here and flex muscles. Come here and flex your brains and your authority as a police officer or army personnel. When you flex it and you show your level of intelligence, when you put the food in your hand, every child in this county will eat it, will come and eat it. And that's what we did today. I walked from street to street and I spoke to the citizens. Nobody raised their mouth against me. Nobody insulted me. Nobody fought me. Nobody threw anything against me. When I said, go home, over 3,000 children in the street, they went home.
So, Honorable, before I leave you, there are information again that involve the branding of the sitting senator of Grand Juda County, Honorable Zoe Emmanuel Penn, and that of the traditional office. What do you have to say as a senior senator elect of Grand Juda County?
I don't got nothing to say.
Is he there?
You see, when people are angry, sometimes they misbehave. Anger can lead you to decisions that you are not supposed to make. People are angry. This country is living on you say, I say. So when people start hearing that the Honorable Mayor, those panel, have been calling the traditional council and he's sending money and money is changing hands to kill the kids, then they were accusing of being part of the problem.
Okay.
That's why they want to burn his house. But there is no evidence. Maybe they have the evidence. And that's the same reason why they burned the traditional council's house. That traditional council was involved in making sure that this woman doesn't go this place and go that place. That you say, I say. It is a you say, I say that brings destruction to this country all the time. So that's why we told them, you have done it. Thank you, but do no more. Because the more you destroy, the more we have to go back and take the little money that government of Rio that's supposed to allow us to move further, then we got to go backward. And by that time, there's no development taking place.
Is there anything I didn't ask you that you want to add up so that we can wrap it up?
Oh, no, well, I think I've said everything, unless you want to know more. But, my dear brother, there is no other place that the crown man and the Manibo man, the Fula man, the Pele man would like to live other than Nigeria. People love this place. Fulako left from Guinea, Ethiopian left from Ethiopia. Kenyans are here, Ghanaian, Nigerian. This is the place they want to live. This is our home. So if this is our home, let's make it peaceful and livable. If we wrong you, we say sorry, move on. If the policeman come and say this law, you're not supposed to break this law, say officer, sorry, you leave the person, let the person go. When you educate them today, and then you come back tomorrow, they break the law, you have the right
to okay, guys.
Yeah, that's been
I am having
ridiculous statement there.
I'm having hearing right now.
They burn someone's property down. You cannot even say this thing was wrong. What kind of anger that would lead you to destroy people's property? And he cannot say that that was wrong to condemn it in the first place.
No condemnation, nothing. Guys, let me take my time.
I know we get out of time, but let me just give you few things. Honorable Tomo Yaya Nimle used to be the president of Model. We know who he is. Tomo Yaya Nimle, when you heard when they brought Zopenuni, did you not see the smile on his face? Knowing fully well that they damaged Zopenu property? Let me just say again, I'm not going to go follow that. You can accuse me of anything. I'm not going to go follow that. in order for Grand Jide and Grand Jide to live peacefully in our country, in our county, conversation must happen among ourselves.
But why you can't condemn him now?
You see, this is why that's why you don't get anything from me. Go ahead, condemn. Mr. So I said it yesterday, and that's all that I can say. But let me just end on this here. What happened to Senator Zopenu property? I condemned it yesterday. I'm condemning it again today. It is unlawful. That's unacceptable. Even if you don't agree with Mr. Zopenu, there is no reason. So the issue for me, as I stated yesterday, is Zopenu has been in Grand Jide. Most likely, as Mr. So also stated, that he would have been dead. For what reason? For something that you don't have evidence. You don't have witchcraft. That's not something you're going to plead in the court of law. Liberia is not a banana republic. And Grand Jide needs to understand that. So as far as Honorable Tomo Yanya Nimble is concerned, I'm not going to comment on that because the time will come that many of us will have these kind of conversations. Mr. So, thank you very much for the show tonight. It's been a wonderful, wonderful evening. I will have my show tomorrow. And if you want to come join me, come, let's make sure.
I can't join you because
whatever your name is, I'm talking. If you want to join me tomorrow, come and join me and let me make Honorable Flanti Kofa the next Speaker of the Republic of Liberia. That will be the show tomorrow. And if you want to make sure Liberia survives and Liberia is truly rescued, join me tomorrow and make Honorable J. Flanti Kofa the next Speaker of the Republic of Liberia.
So if I disagree, I can still kind of disagree?
It depends.
So when you going to call Musa Belete?
Mr. So you see that one thing I like about you. You don't like, was it not me that had 2-hour show on Musa? That was our
That's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about now. You're talking about the speakership. Why you can't call a Unity Party person too? Only fanatical fight. You know what he brought his friends there from Sacramento, with the remnants of the Liberty Party people.
Joining me again tomorrow.
So Liberty Party remnants. I think that he
join me tomorrow. Liberty Party will be remnant.
Walker Bronskin drop out.
The president pro tem of the Republic of Liberia, our own sister, and we will rule you.
You're a complete disgrace, embarrassment.
No problem. Thank you for recognizing my talent.
The Funati cover war when he can't Funati cover war can't talk to him. That the one he's sitting there and making all the noise.
I got text messages here from Funati cover. When you can't talk to me. I don't want look how you coming away. Bruna hat.
No, you got it. Look, Mr. So we got.
I think somebody. I will call you. We need to organize a retirement program for the Lpr. The Lpr has been on air for a while now. He needs to retire. 2024, we organize a ceremony.
I'm not going anywhere.
You got to retire, man.
I'll be president. Joseph president. Joe Biden. Then you want me to retire? I'm not retiring.
We're retiring before they have the speaker vote.
Oh yeah, okay, but then but we can get that done by every Sunday. I will do that. Okay, guys.
Thank you. Samson told the government. He said his sister Yami will be the president for Nadu will be the speaker.
He's going to divide the government.
Yeah, so
all
the illegal contracts will go to Samson to him and Victor Smith.
The one thing I agree with him on is Yombli Kanga. I think Klubo Keba should be the president pro tem of the Liberian Senate. So that one I support him in it.
How about for Nati?
Yeah. No, all of my part. Then you can America for and take care of his thing.
He finished with that thing.
He gave you law license back.
No. I mean, that my family man though. Be careful with my man.
Who you coming defend? Who you coming defend in America?
Samson too.
They can when you get here around your government, I feel bad.
The man is in practice law and influence of Liberia. That was
good night. I'm having headache right now. Please, bye-bye.
Oh no.
All right, guys. I see you. This guy, I guess can stand again. Good night. Cool. This is unbelievable. Well, guys, some night we can have a rough night here, and the omen and too much old people on this place here. I think forcibly we have to retire those people. Guys, have a pleasant evening. We'll be back here for subsequent programs. Bye-bye.